Welcome to the Smark podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And we are here to talk about the best and worst of AEW for the last week, as well as other wrestling news. First thing, Keith Lee's retirement is imminent. We talk about Keith a lot on the show. We want him to come back to wrestling.
Yeah,
And this is
but
real
if
sad.
it's not in the works, it's not. If it doesn't look like it's going to be in the cards, then
Yeah.
it's sad. But I'll wish him a happy retirement.
Yeah. I want the best for the guy. If that's wrestling, cool. If it's not, okay. It sucks. We're not going to really talk about any of the outside the ring problems or anything like that. Just really that we wanted him back in the ring at some point. I still want my damn Swerve blow-off match.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was Swerve being a heel now. This is like a great time to pull that one out of the hat and not having anything. He doesn't have anything to do with Redemption, does he?
He does not.
Huh.
Not yet.
Even if we get into spoilers, I don't think so. So that's kind of weird, him being absent from this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see Keith Lee back if he's retiring, though. Best wishes to him. It's really all I can say about that. One thing I can expand more on is so last week we talked a little bit about that first Dark Side of the Ring season 7 episode with Jeff Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
So this week I watched the second one when I was supposed to, when it came out on YouTube the day after it aired, because Vice is steady posting these on YouTube. I don't know why, but thank you. I don't have to. That means I don't have to buy cable and I don't have to pirate them. So here we go.
In the words of DDP, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
But unfortunately for them and very fortunately for the rest of us, the third part leaked the day after. And I was watching it on a leak channel on YouTube, actually. Somebody had posted on YouTube. That's how I knew it leaked. And you get those random, probably Indian bot accounts that post TV shows and you can watch them on YouTube until they get copyright struck, basically. Well, I was watching about halfway through, it killed it. And I was like, oh, fuck, man. They got it already. Nah. Before I could even load the whole video, they got it, And so I then go kind of perusing through stuff. And I find that Vice, because it had leaked, went ahead and not even an hour after they cut off my first stream of it, they themselves posted it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I got to see this upcoming episode of Dark Side of the Ring already. We're not special. Vice happened to pull a big dick move. Oh, you want to leak our shit? Cool. We'll just put it out.
Ha.
Yeah. Which cool. Thankful they did, because I get to talk about a couple of things that we talked about last week that are relevant now. So, one, I said last week that, from the boys' perspective and all of that, that the Karen and Jeff thing was weird and probably not very settling and all that, right?
Right.
And you said, unbeknown, which I did not know these facts, but you said, and I don't know where you read it, but the scoop was on, and I'll tell you why. So you said that Karen and Kurt were basically only married for the public's sake.
Yeah.
And that they had actually separated before he went to TNA. And what I had heard the whole time was that Jeff was sleeping with Kurt's wife, is basically what I had heard. And then they start playing the part on the second episode where the boys are talking about how uncomfortable it made the backstage area because of what everybody thought about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody fucking knew what was happening. And I thought to myself when it started playing that, I was like, Adam straight up, was like, he didn't steal anybody's wife. And so you've got the people who were not in the know, like me, even who were backstage at TNA, who were like, oh shit, there's an affair going on.
Yeah.
And right as I'm thinking, but Adam said that's not how it was, the next talking head in the show appeared, and it was Karen Jarrett.
Yep.
who was there to set the record straight. And she said exactly what you said.
Yeah.
That they were married for appearances only and that they had been separated for a long time and they were living separately and that she started seeing Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where I learned that. I want to say it was probably Bix.
Maybe, but
he has the inside scoop on a lot of stuff like that kind of. I remember hearing about it like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. It was relatively recently. It wasn't. I can't remember the exact circumstance there. I remember finding that out, but I was like, oh. Okay, well, this actually makes me feel a little bit better about Jeff, and a lot better about Karen. It made me feel better
too. What I will say about the remaining 2 episodes, is that okay? One, you were right last week. Period. Whenever you got that scoop was right, and that's how it went down. And the other thing is, there are still people who will go on national television and pretend they didn't fucking do anything wrong. And until these episodes, there was someone that the general wrestling public does not like. And I was until this point actually quite fond of, just because of his insight into the business. And I know a lot of you right now who listen to us for a long time are thinking corny. It's not corny. Corny was fantastic in these episodes as a historian, as he is a historian and was close with Jeff and Jerry and Dutch Mantel, who also worked at TNA and hated, hates Russo to a point where I think they're probably the 2 closest individuals who know the most about each other on the planet. And they'll never admit that though.
Irony.
Yeah. The irony of it. But it's not corny. It was Bischoff.
Yeah.
Bischoff pretending that Hulk Hogan was beneficial to TNA. Bischoff pretending that his inserting himself into the creative team as Hulk Hogan's representative was beneficial to TNA. Bischoff, who, as I understand, could have made the decision to not have Jeff walk out there that night. Jeff Hardy, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we all know what night I'm talking about. Even if you're not a TNA fan, if you are a wrestling fan and a historian in any way, you know what I'm talking about when I say they should not have let Jeff Hardy walk out there. And Eric Bischoff could have made that call and didn't, and still during this entire show acted like Hogan was a net benefit, acted like he said he wished he could take the Jeff thing back, but he still made that decision. Even with other people like Jeff Jarrett and people telling him you shouldn't do this, like you should not let him go out there in this state.
Yeah.
But all of that. So I lost a pretty large margin of respect for him for not being able to be objective enough about his own past to realize the detriment, the complete and total detriment that he and Hulk Hogan were to TNA.
They may, to be fair to him, I can't believe I'm saying this, they may initially have seen some positives, some benefits at the beginning. There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of, hope, a lot of copium that people were huffing. And then that kind of systematically slowly got stripped away as they systematically stripped away everything that made TNA. They got rid of the 6-sided ring. Yeah. They brought in all of Hogan's old buddies for paychecks over the new guys. They started with stupid, really, really stupid storylines. They went head to head against Monday Night Raw on Monday nights for some reason.
And I will say this. Everything you just named, everything you just said was pinpointed by many, many different people on these 2 episodes as a Dixie Carter decision. Yeah. And and Jeff, by his telling, and pretty much everybody around him, was called into, like, he was sent home, called back in to sit the Hogan meeting with Dixie, to get him to come to TNA, and then was sent home again and was on the bench and was only brought back sporadically. And all of that was because Dixie was the last person to know that him and Karen were together. That was Dixie being petty and sending him home. And everybody across the board except Dixie, who did not participate in these documentaries, everybody said the same thing. She was the last person to find. Even Russo was like, she was the last person to find out from me. And she was mad about that. So she got real petty with Jeff and she sent him home. They also talked about how the pay gap between the men and women was so bad that Kurt Angle was making $1 million and Awesome Kong wasn't even making 10% of that. And when she was on here, she was amazing. Awesome Kong was fucking it, but she was like, I asked Dixie, am I not worth 1/10 of what he's worth? And she said no. When your knockouts were your highest rated fucking shit through like 3 years of your programming, yes, she was. She was worth way more than that.
That's just, you know what that is. It's just good old fashioned baked in misogyny.
And then also,
you know, it sucks. It sucks because, you know, I mean, we talk about how, you know, women can still be misogynists by taking part in the systemic parts that benefit them. Like she was a millionaire. She wasn't going anywhere. She was set. She didn't. It was just a power play to her.
Yeah,
probably. You know, she wanted to. She was. People talk about Tony Khan being a money mark. No, he wasn't a money mark in a negative sense. Dixie Carter seems to have been a money mark in the negative sense.
They literally called her that.
Yeah.
Several wrestlers called her that throughout the show.
To be fair, like the term money, like if you're going to compete, you need to have money.
Yeah.
So it takes a money mark. It takes a mark with money. Like that's what it is. Like nobody. How many times have you seen professional wrestlers who have saved their money that they made from WWE or WCW, saved it all, not blown it all on, you know, wrestler crap, and started their own promotion and have it be successful? I can think one person, and that's Jeff Jarrett. And that's the only time that's happened. So literally blaming anybody who comes in with the resources to compete and just calling them money mark derisively as if that's not what you need in order to be viable is a stupid way of looking at it. It's just an absolute ignorant thing. It's a stupid insider way of looking at things. Bubba Ray can go fuck himself, you know, like, you know, and all the people like him who continue to claim, oh, TK, he doesn't know he's doing, he's just a money mark, whatever. It's like, no, you know what? That's what it takes. That's what it takes. You need to be a fan with the monetary resource to start something up. You're really going to say that it's a bad thing to be a fan, so to the point where you actually want to create something and be a part of the industry? Everybody starts out from zero. Everybody.
Yeah.
I've never been in the wrestling business. I would be starting from zero if I was to actually make a play, you know, in any capacity. Okay? And I understand that. I would be a mark without money. So, I don't understand the mentality.
So here's the deal. Here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you why there isn't, until Tony Khan, the billionaire, why there wasn't a second competitor to WWE, really. Why TNA didn't compete, because first of all, Dixie's parents weren't putting $1 billion into TNA. If they had, it would have been an easy number 2 and probably still would be. But
well, I don't think so. You know why?
Well, Dixie
because it was still Dixie was still in charge.
Yeah,
and she was still making bad decisions.
But here's the thing:
she would have made the same decisions.
I will say straight up, as somebody who has owned pieces of wrestling ventures before, the reason nobody can compete with WWE, like you can't build a brick and mortar, like you can't build a traditional, expandable, scalable business with wrestling, because once you get to a point where you can draw a house of 5 or 10,000 people, AEW, you have to be able to bring in talent that has a name. And most talent these days, even with AEW and TNA around, if you've got available talent, they're ex-WWE guys. And what WWE has done is has driven their price up so high that it is literally impossible to carry a full roster of people with names. You have to have irresponsible. You have to have $1 billion. It, like, wrestling businesses just leak money. Even when I owned like part of the one in Border, my hometown, we had 200, 300, 400 fans a month showing up. That's a pretty good head count for a small wrestling promotion. It's good, but we were still swimming under in the red the whole fucking time, dude. It's ridiculous the type of money that goes into it, like just to operate, because the roster sucks up a pretty hefty portion of it. And like indie wrestlers, even if they're the low level guys, they don't take a hot dog and a handshake anymore. You know,
no.
You're and like,
really, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. You know, but
they shouldn't.
Also, like, almost everybody we hired was working Dark and Elevation and shit like that too. So Tony was kind of fucking us indie guys too at a point, because he's paying them like $500 to $1,000 for a fucking, basically a house show shot. Yeah. And I'm like, I can give you a couple $100, you know, like, and they're like, what? And I'm like, well, I don't have $1 billion, dog. I can't put you
on TV, dude.
Yeah. And I'm not going to pull a 5,000 head house at, $100 a piece either. So like, if I was doing that, I'll give you your $1,000 easy. But, and your flight and hotel, like I wouldn't fuck with you about that at all. But I'm not pulling a house like that because I can't afford a roster to pull a house like that. Like, and you got to have that money before. You cannot book that show and not have the money. You can't do it. It's an
Ouroboros,
because something will happen. It will fuck it up. And then you've got famous people putting you on blast on fucking social media for not paying them, and maybe holding you over a balcony by your ankles, because they're not beyond that shit either. This is the wrestling business after all. And people are like, it's a business. Fuck off. Okay. Take it from somebody who's been in there. I have seen promoters get shaken up or get shaken down for some money. Okay. I've seen it happen.
It should be no different than any other business, but that's not the reality.
No, it's a carny ass business. So it's carny ass people back there. And that's how we do our shit. Even if we are professional to your eyes, we are still fist fighting and doing all kinds of weird shit in the back. And there's still people going out there high as shit to wrestle. And you can't stop them. Like the promoter. And like, if you're not the promoter, you can't stop them. And half the time the promoter won't do nothing about it. And I'm not going to name any names at all, but that happens. It happens. Okay. Like I can tell you all the instances of drug use from over the counter to hardcore shit. It all happens back there. It just depends on where you're at, what level of what one happens.
Yeah.
And so I stay away from the ones where it's like all of it, But the only two other things I want to say about these episodes were shit that seriously put me at awe about shit that was going on. So ODB was at one time the Knockouts champion. While she was the Knockouts champion, she was waiting tables to make ends meet.
Yeah.
That pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, that was your top draw in your company at that time. Yeah. And she had to wait tables. That's pretty fucked. Yeah. The other thing, which I think is hilarious because fuck Vince McMahon, is that the rumors all these years about Jeff shaking Vince down for $100K to lose the IC title to China are true. But not only are they true, but the secondary rumor about him leaving that office from that shakedown, walking around the building, coming back in and demanding double and getting it, also true.
Yeah.
He shook down Vince McMahon for $200,000 to lose the IC title to China because that's what he was owed.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was
what he was owed. It wasn't really a shakedown. He was just demanding his payment.
Yeah, he was getting screwed.
But the double thing, that might have been a bit of a shakedown, the double part.
Maybe.
But he knew what he had. He had one of the most prestigious championships in the history of the company. And Vince was not going to let him walk without losing that belt.
at the time too, he was the only 6-time IC champion,
Yeah, he
which
was.
was
He was.
weird. I mean, it was the Attitude Era. Like the first couple of reigns were probably more meaningful than the
The
latter
last
half
four.
of his
Yeah.
journey. Yeah.
It's weird
But
to think about all his accolades when you're like, dude, that guy's, got so many world championships and so like he's a triple crown champion for fuck's sake.
yeah.
Like he's held the WCW, WWF, and NWA World Heavyweight Champions. He may be one of
Yeah.
the only living wrestlers who is still technically active who's done that.
The Big Show never won the NWA title, but he the legit WCW, not under the WWE banner,
Yeah.
WWE title, and technically under the WWE banner, but also ECW.
Oh yeah, so
Heavyweight
he's a triple
champion.
crown champion.
So
That does
he's
make-
like he's the only one to do that.
wow. Yeah, with the
The
ECW, yeah. I'm
only
sure.
one to do that.
Wait. No, Jericho was never the ECW World Champion.
Correct.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. But yeah, the only one who's ever won like WCW, WWF, and NWA was Jarrett. What?
I'm pretty sure.
I think
No.
Maybe somebody not
Kurt
living
Angle.
now. Oh yeah,
I think Kurt
yeah, 'cause
Angle
yeah,
technically won the WCW title at one point. I think.
yeah. So
I could be wrong about that.
yeah,
I could be wrong.
maybe
about
I don't know.
that.
We'll figure it out. But
Pretty sure-
as
Actually, as I think about it, I'm pretty sure I am wrong about that.
the only other thing I'll say about Dark Side of the Ring is that it's super awesome this season, and I'm going to keep covering it in the opening segments as long as it stays awesome. And I think we're probably going to hear more about it next week because the next episode that they're promoting, so the next episode after the Jarrett series, and they may just go ahead and move up to this episode since the third one leaked, is going to
Kurt
be.
Angle did win it.
Oh, he did? Okay,
He
so
won it off of Booker
Wait,
T.
did he win the
for
WCW
6
title?
days. Yeah, the WCW title. He won it
Oh,
for
okay.
6 days off of Booker T.
Oh, okay.
And then dropped it the next week on Raw. And then Booker T dropped it to The Rock, then to Chris Jericho, then The Rock, then to Chris Jericho, then they unified it. So,
but
yeah,
so
it's crazy.
the very next episode of Dark Side of the Ring is one for the sickos. And it's Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher.
That is infamous.
Infamous and in fucking insane. I went back and watched it today.
Yeah.
The match. I don't even know how to describe what I was watching. Besides the fact that they obviously fucking did not like each other. And I can't wait for them to tell me that they were friends. I want somebody to be like, I want them to both come on there and be like, we were actually friends. Because there's no fucking way. Like oh my God, I think they were trying to kill each other legitimately. And I think we're going to find out that either that's the case or they have us all worked. Even the boys.
Yeah.
They've even worked the boys on this one. And that's happened. I've been worked by a couple of wrestlers in my lifetime. Like in a match, like one guy I thought was legitimately hurt and he was not. They did the spot where they did ankle work on him.
Yeah.
And after it, he spent the rest of the match like he'd do a move or two and scramble away and like be pulling at his boot. And his ankle was swelling up, right?
Right.
And so by the end of the match, he's hopping around on one foot and it doesn't have a boot on it. And
that's selling.
And we thought like he won the match. He was booked to win. So like, we were just like, oh man, that's just Chris fucking, working hard, man. But he's hurt, man. We got to get. So like, as soon as the match ended, the referee cadre runs out and we're going to grab him up and we're going to like take him to the back. And I grab his boot and I get him up under one shoulder and we're walking to the back and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, the real quiet referee talk, are you okay, bud?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm perfectly fine. And I'm like,
work you bitch.
I'm like, are you fucking, I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. And I'm like,
I'm just working.
I'm like, are you going to sell it when you get back there? And he's like, fuck yeah. I was like, perfect. Cause they all think you're really hurt. And he went back there and he acted like he was hurt for like 30 minutes before he was like, nah, guys. And he just started walking normal.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
as long as he didn't take advantage of it. Like you work it for a little bit for the prank.
No, he just worked the boys, but he had us all worked. He had us so worked that the promoter sent the referee cadre out to make sure he got back safely without hurting himself any further. I was worked too. I was like, oh fuck, he's so hurt. If Jack's sending us out there, he's hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and fuck, man, he worked the fuck out of everybody. It was like the whole crew, man. It wasn't just me.
It's
But yeah,
awesome.
anyway, so yeah, I can't wait for the next one. We are going to keep covering that along with our regular news stuff because I fucking enjoy when Dark Side of the Ring's on. It's like, you know, we're lucky to be on at the same time that is. Anyway, on to Dynamite. So
Yeah.
Dynamite and Collision were great this week, but there wasn't much to them really. I feel like these were faster. Either there was a lot and it was just
Real
really great,
fast.
but it felt so fast, right? Like, am
It,
I
really fast.
okay?
Collision for me, especially since for whatever reason, the feed I got from my AW commercial free. Don't know why. Really, really appreciate it though. Thanks, my AW.
God, I'm gonna have to get my AW. I'm just gonna have to get it, and because I'm so tired of the stupid. Like they play this commercial placeholder on HBO that plays these weird tones, and they'll play it the whole commercial break. So like 2 minutes, it's long enough that it starts fucking with you.
Yeah, it's like elevator music.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. But anyway, beyond that, I thought wrestling was great this week.
Boston,
so
baby.
we're in Boston.
We're in that. This I can't remember. Where is what's the name of the
MGM Music Hall?
The MGM Music Hall. That's the same venue. They've been here a couple of times. I believe it's the same venue that Tony Storm had that iconic image of her in the crowd on the balcony next to a trans rights sign.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool venue. I'm glad they came back here. We open up with Cage and Cope defending the World Tag Team title on free TV against the dark horses of the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. Couple things. Yuta is still over as a heel.
Yeah, they still hate him. They hate his guts.
Very, very much. Both these guys were definitely working heel, so it's this weird thing that, you know, this nebulous existence of the Death Riders in terms of alignment spectrum.
Still, dude, they were all over the place this week. It's just pissing me off, man. I'm just gonna say that now. And we'll
like the only consistent thing is that they follow Mox's lead. That's really the only consistent thing about them. And I mean, this was fun. It was interesting to see Cage get the hot tag instead of Cope for once.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around. But it's like it's weird seeing, you know, scrappy little cruisers, Danny Garcia and Wheeler Yuta being working over 6'4", 245-pound Edge. Like, I don't mind it. He was bumping and selling for him. Like that's what you do. You can put somebody over without having to look at the lights. Yeah. That's what he did. This was fun. I mean, it wasn't anything like groundbreaking or anything, but it was fun. I think they are going with that elevated spear for the win, and I like that. That's cool because they never had a finish as a tag team in WWE.
Yeah, it
was always, you know, one Edge hit the downward spiral or Christian hit the Unprettier, and that was it. Like, or they cheated to win. More often they cheated to win. But that was it. Like, it was fun. I mean, nothing like I said. I was kind of surprised that the Death Riders weren't at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
But after the match, you know, Young Bucks are in the stand. They're shown clapping, but then the Dogs and Claudio, but just Claudio.
Yeah.
Just Claudio. No Moxley. No, I mean, they're definitely keeping Ospreay away from this, and for good reason. Although, when they're doing this kind of stuff, it does bring up the question, why is Ospreay like, you're implicitly okay with this? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's this weird crawl towards heel, and I don't like it. Because it's not beyond Tony Khan for little details like this to be relevant, you know?
I mean, I like that they're trying to interweave a lot of things, but it's making it more complicated than it needs to be, I feel.
Yeah.
Bang Bang Gang hits and the, like, all of them come out except for Switchblade, and then Switchblade comes out,
Yeah.
and he grabs Finley Shillelagh and chases him off, and so
Now
now
he's
he's
got
just
the Shillelagh.
absconded with the Shillelagh.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a deal because Finley definitely wanted it back.
Oh yeah,
He was screaming.
he was just irate. He
Yeah.
was incensed.
We'll
But
talk
yeah,
a
that
little bit
was
more about them later because they did some brilliant shit on
oh my
Collision.
gosh, yeah, they're working on Collision. Both groups. Oh,
Brilliant shit.
I can't wait to talk about it. Actually,
Yeah.
it's good.
Then we get the announcement that Shida will defend versus Queen Aminata on Collision, and then
Which was expected, but it still got me hyped.
yeah,
I
oh
was like,
definitely, I was hyped
yeah,
too.
give me more Queenie,
Um,
and more Sheeta.
and then we get a little Andrade vignette. You know, typical. Anytime he's not in the building, he's on a beach somewhere. You know,
We're on a boat.
or on a boat. You know, he's near the water. This man obviously loves the ocean.
Yes, he
And
does.
so
Very clearly.
and of course we're just he's getting over his regular shit. Tranquila, how do you know?
Yeah.
How you know? He's got the dynamite diamond ring, and we see.
I'm really glad that they gave him the diamond ring.
I think it's hilarious.
It feeds a continuation of the feud with Max for whenever he comes back, whenever it is. It could be next week. It could be 6 months from now. Doesn't matter. As long as Andrade has that ring, he has a ready-made feud ready for him.
Yep.
Waiting for him.
I think that's the point, actually.
And it gives him a reason to believe, because the ring has been put over so well as an immediate equalizer, that he can stand up against several of the Don Callis family and knock them each out with it.
How you know? But Renee, first of all, you don't ask where he got it, okay? And second of all, if they do tell you they got it from somewhere, that they say something vague like a friend, you don't ask if it's a specific person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John, teach your wife about the value of not asking certain questions. No, I'm sure she was supposed to ask that question, but it's like, can y'all make her look a little bit more gangster? I mean, she is married to John Moxley. After all, she is to be feared.
Yeah.
So she lives with the guy. Y'all just wrestle him once in a while, okay? Like, she lives with him, okay? That kind of intensity's got to wear on you. She's gangster as fuck, I'm sure.
I wouldn't mess with her.
No, I wouldn't either.
I would not mess with her.
He won't. He said as much in character. I'm only afraid of a couple of things, and one of them was her.
Yeah.
So, if he's afraid of her in character, I ain't fucking with her. After that, we get a Renee again with the trios champs. Got the conglomeration back here, but then is it the man that comes and distracts them, and then the twist come and attack them?
The line here was something along the lines of Renee Paquette said, "Oh, you're firmly the trios champs, and there are plenty of other teams that want them." And Roddy, God bless him, looks straight at her and says, "Where are they at in the meta line of the night? Where are they?
Where are they?" Well, apparently it's the demand and lethal.
Apparently he's speaking for the audience now. He is Claudette in the room, the voice of the audience.
I'm with it. I'm okay with that, Roddy. I'll take it.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Demand walk up. Ricochet's like, I'm not gonna touch you. No, we didn't come here to fight. And then who is it? Kyle, I think it was, gets in Leona's face, I think it was.
I think so.
And then they tease hitting them, but they back off. And then the lethal twist come out and attack from behind. It's like, I was tough. Then Rico's all like, I said I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah. I want them to get to the point on this one pretty quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
What
Well,
they're
they
doing
did
now
say
is
that
not really
they aren't in the demand yet.
Which,
So, you know what? The trade-off is that we have to have Jay Lethal. But if that means getting Blake Christian and Lee Johnson a little bit more TV time, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I mean, other than the stuff they're doing with the demand, they haven't had a lot of TV.
My feeling is this: you can start building them up as the next heel faction, and growing in numbers, as long as your plans are to dissolve the Don Callis family.
Oh God, I hope.
Because
that's the plan.
It's kind of it's not run its course yet, but it's approaching that.
Yeah.
And there are so many guys. We've already seen, Takeshita break away, and, after more than a year of teasing him and Okada. Now you've got Kyle Fletcher teasing against Jet. You can't. I can't take another year of this. That has to blow off sooner, just for differentiation's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, Kyle Fletcher is a lot more hot-headed and blunt than Okada is. Okada was by nature willing to to needle and needle and needle and needle and needle, and Takeshita by nature, due to his long-standing relationship with Don, was, I'll let this go, I'll let it go, I'll let it go, I'll let it go, I'll let it go. Kyle Fletcher is neither one of those things.
No.
He is very much the opposite.
Mm.
If he has a problem, he will handle it now, and he will handle it very brashly. So he doesn't. He's not. It would not make sense for his character to wait around to confront the Jet for too much longer.
Right. Yeah.
So you gotta figure something is in the works that's going to take a lot quicker. Even if a lot quicker is 4 months instead of 18, but still, I feel like you can build up the demand into something bigger as long as you start breaking down the Don Callis family, because their numbers are huge anyway. You can start breaking them down. We've been looking forward to and fantasy booking a civil war within that faction for ages now. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do waiting.
It. Yeah.
Don is a talented guy, a creative guy. Once this is over, I'm sure he'll find something to do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Don Callis family, actually, next we got former member Andrade versus Jake Doyle for a shot at Mark Davis. I thought it was a good match. I mean, Doyle can work, obviously.
Yeah, Doyle can work. He's a good big guy.
I know why he's pissed off all the time, though. One of the companies I contract for services internet in his area, and there's a lot of outages. So he's probably just not he's just mad as hell. That's why he's always in the gym. That's why he looks like that, because he can't do anything else. Or maybe he's that mad because he can't even clock into the gym, because the internet's down. But yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good match. I mean, they had
crazy stuff.
Oddly good chemistry, these two.
Yeah. I mean, Doyle makes a great base.
Yeah, he does. He does really do. Yeah. I mean, he's good. It's obviously a good hand, so.
The flirting thing is still there. That's one of the things that got him over. So I'm glad they didn't strip that of him.
Yeah.
What was it? He, how's the win here? I remember it being good, but it's like, oh man, my dad brain is getting in the way. I had, we'll talk about it a little bit later when Ospreay comes up, but I had a little huge dad brain moment earlier that made me realize, oh yeah, I just completely memory hold something. We'll get to that, and I will come clean, and I will absolutely take on the chin whatever punishment the internet decides to give me. But Andrade eventually comes back with a huge Dia de los Muertos that just knocks them both over, and then quickly picks them up for the DM and gets the pin.
Yeah, and he will get that national championship shot at Redemption. So that's another match for Redemption. We're going to call a lot of those because they booked a lot of Redemption these two shows. We'll be talking about that next week. So
yeah, we thought that, before the show, Aaron and I were both talking like, man, they really set up a lot this weekend. Why don't they're not usually this quick on the loading up the card for us? And then we realized, oh yeah, that's because the pay-per-view is in like 10 days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 7 days as of this recording, but they don't usually have this quick turnaround with these pay-per-views.
No, they really
don't. AEW, so
yeah. And this is one of those pay-per-views that's so quick that it doesn't have to be a lot of story. They just book some cool matches, which they have.
Yeah.
So far, there's some pretty cool matches. So
yeah.
After that, we have Kenny Omega's championship celebration,
which is weird for a babyface, I gotta say.
Yeah, it is weird for a babyface.
Usually the back padding is reserved for the heels, but
yeah,
I mean, this works because the implication was that it was the Young Bucks that were throwing the party for him.
Yeah.
So
I like that they brought out the plain black belt. Although I did think they were going to bring out like a Kenny Omega belt. Like I don't know what that would be. I guess maybe like a Final Fantasy themed strap or something. I mean, I don't know.
I'm glad they didn't, because it was probably look like that Jeff Hardy TNA World Title belt.
You're probably not wrong, but
jeez.
But yeah, I'm glad we're putting the Burberry belt away for a while. I'm sure Max wants it back, because I'm sure that's where it's going.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's got to have those three to hang on the wall. I'm sure he's got them. That room that we saw when he had the CM Punk feud, like he obviously has a trophy room. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't just
most wrestlers at his level tend to.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, that was set up for the thing. No. If you look at everything in that room, that was his trophy room, because that was everything he had done up to that point. Yeah. All that stuff was stuff he was involved in. Like, it wasn't just like a random thing. Like, that's probably, they may have actually done that at his house.
Maybe.
But he definitely brought all that shit in. Either way, I thought this was cool. Because especially when they brought out the old belt and gave that back to Kenny, I'm cool with that. Like, I prefer it black anyway.
Yeah, me too.
But then Ospreay shows up.
Yep.
And he's got a bunch of good things to say. I mean, all the stuff he says is true. 102-degree heat, the kick out at 1.
Yeah.
The cleaner, the best.
He was describing our experience as fans watching it.
Yeah.
Because he's a fan.
Yeah.
And he got the best seat in the house. Yeah. Right there on that rampway, literally 6 feet from the action.
Best seat in the house right there. Yeah.
Interacting with it.
And I gave that match a whole half star just because of the face he made when that happened. I don't know that he knew that was going to happen that way. Like I'm not sure, just about the look on his face. I'm not sure that he knew for sure that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe he knew the kick out was coming, but
he probably knew. My guess is, considering the fact that he was just a run, and they probably didn't run down the entire match for him, just where his cues were, what he needed to do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is where I come clean. So they talk a lot in this about how they're friends. Ospreay always looked up to Kenny and blah blah blah. And I know in the recent past, one of my big bugaboos about this storyline is kind of how their friendship kind of came out of nowhere after, because I remember Wrestle Kingdom 17, where Kenny Omega, who was a babyface in AEW at the time, just faced Will Ospreay and beat the piss out of him for like 20 minutes. Like, that match was remarkably one-sided. It was presented as Kenny Omega, Kenny Omega has the experience. He's going to take Will Ospreay's U.S. title, and he's going to prove why he's the better wrestler via strategy and how Ospreay is out of his league. And, eventually Ospreay won the title back from him. But the point of that match was, for 90% of the match, Kenny Omega makes Will Ospreay bleed buckets and just destroys him, dismantles him. And it was fascinating to watch because that's not the match that I think that anybody envisioned. That you probably envisioned something more back and forth and everything. No, this was practically an extended squash match. It was just barely not that. And I remember that vividly in my head because it was so unique. So that was informing this whole, why are they friends? I completely forgot that a year and a half ago, they actually did bury the hatchet on stage or on TV. Completely memory hold it. No idea why. I don't know why, because it was attached to that. It was just when they were starting to do the cooler, smaller, unique venues. And I can't remember what city they were in, but it was the one where they had that, that big pillar, that load-bearing pillar, and the balcony and everything, and the moment where they both dove off onto Don Callis family members from different
because Kenny posted that he was afraid of heights.
Yeah. What a cool moment.
Yeah.
Completely memory hold it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I did that.
I was wondering why you were so bugging me on that. I was like, what? But they
because I don't. I just didn't remember it. I don't know why. But I got to go back on that. They did patch things up. They did, put their differences aside, and with the United Front. I mean, I will say that I remember now, after seeing a couple of clips online to jog my memory, that in the aftermath of that, Kenny still acted a little peeved at Will, and that not completely trusting in him.
Yeah.
So that must have progressed off screen.
Maybe.
But I'm not. They did it, and I just forgot it. That's on me. That's my failure. That's my dad brain senior moment, whatever you want to call it. But that's they did actually have history there that I just forgot about. So go ahead and run me up, run me up a rail, folks. Go ahead and do your worst, because probably deserve it for being so ignorant.
Yeah. Well, this segment was all well and good. I mean, with the Ospreay thing, it was getting me hyped. I was like, hell yeah, I can't wait to see these two wrestle. It's gonna be so fucking amazing, because it is. It's gonna be fucking great. I believe it's one of those ones where I'm gonna be hyped about it all the way until it happens, and then it's gonna be everything I want it to be. Yeah, and I believe that. They'll deliver. However, then some writer asshole decided to insert Kevin Knight in this and pissed me off. Because they didn't need any of this bullshit that happened from this point on. None of this needed to happen. The only good thing from Kevin Knight's entrance into this segment to the end of it was that there was a Hechicero sighting. Yeah.
You know what? Here's what they rather have done. It was established that Kevin Knight wanted a title shot. He's been talking about Kevin 2 belts for literally months now, but everybody knows it's not going to happen. So if you tease it, him getting the title shot from Max because of a promise that Max made, but Max is no longer the champion, nobody has to uphold that.
No.
The promise was
for
made.
Kenny to be like, "I failed. The promise was my problem."
That promise was made as return on investment for his participation in the steel cage match. Kenny Omega wasn't part of that at all.
Nope.
He had no part in that. Why would he be beholden to that promise? It's stupid. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah.
I mean, heels are going to heal. but it was a stupid thing to expect, even from a heel perspective. That's a stupid thing to expect Kenny Omega to uphold. It's dumb.
Yeah.
What I rather would have had, since for some reason now that most of the card has out, there's still no spot on this card for Speedball in his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
What I would have done is I would have had Kevin walk out and do exactly what he did, and for Kenny to say no. I don't have to follow through on promises made by other people with stuff that I had nothing to deal with. You're already a champion. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Get to the back of the line. Okay? You know who I am going to give a title shot, though? Somebody who you screwed over significantly time and time again. Somebody who's a hometown boy who's just inches away from winning the big one constantly, and all he needs is a shot, and I'm sure that we can burn the house down. Somebody that you know quite well. I want to give the shot to Speedball. It's a babyface move, giving it to the hometown boy, giving it a shot. Nobody expects Speedball to win, but at least at least a Canadian is going to win.
Yeah.
You know, it's babyface. So when the hometown boy doesn't win, it's not like it's going to be so much heat, you know, that they wouldn't come back. They wouldn't come back and buy tickets for the next show in Montreal.
Yeah.
You know, and it puts him in a main event spot. And then what I would do instead is have the Derby match that was established this week for this coming Wednesday. Put that on pay-per-view. Yeah. TNT title defense against Darby. Put that on the show.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they're doing this right now. What I do think though is that is a positive is how Omega spun it, because you know he wants to see the best in people, and that's a dangerous thing. It's an admirable thing, but it's a dangerous thing because you're constantly getting disappointed when you have that mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that aspect of it is interesting.
Yeah.
Especially a little bit later in the show when somebody else chimes in about it.
Yeah. After that, we've got Jack Perry doing a vignette about how, you know, after his re-signing, now he wants to give the same opportunities that he had to young up-and-coming stars. And I like Jack Perry and all, but he is not in a position to be making new stars, really.
It's weird to think of him as the 7-year AEW original veteran.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's still so young.
Yeah.
He's not even 30 yet.
Yeah, he should still be working on his own rise. He should not be handing out opportunities to young and up-and-coming talent. We'll talk about it later, but like you should be doing your own thing. Like you should be climbing your ladder. Like, what are you doing? Like you've had the TNT title and the national title. It's time to graduate. Let's chase the international title or something.
Jack Perry just turned 29 this year.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's young.
Like he's not like, it's weird to think of him as like the guy that would feel like he's the one to put other people in that position.
Yeah.
Especially when the challenge was answered by Nick Wayne, who honestly is like, he's what, 20?
Yeah.
And he's already as good or better than Jack Perry is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
So this next one is not the Condor, but it was pretty much a squash match.
Yeah.
But Brodito versus Nick Camarado and Aaron Solo. We haven't seen either of these guys in a long freaking time.
Yeah. Aaron Solo, who most recently in the news got admitted to kind of just getting totally punked out by not being able to talk to a woman. And Nick Camarado, who man, I forgot how hairy that dude was.
Golly, right?
That is one hirsute gentleman, let me tell you. But yeah, he and the funny thing is too, he's so big that standing next to Brody King, he makes Brody King, I mean, I think Brody King may have lost a little weight, but like he made Brody King look slim.
Yeah.
Like
He's a
Nick
big old boy.
Kamara is a big, thick boy. But yeah, I mean, this, like you said, this is mostly an exhibition for Brodito,
Yeah.
to benefit them. There was nothing like super notable about this. Bandito gets a frog splash on both competitors and pins them for the win.
Right. As they're going back, though, Renee Paquette's backstage with Kyle Fletcher, and she's asking if he's ready for Commander, which I was super excited about this because I didn't know this
Yeah,
was happening.
those two have such good chemistry. They
Yeah.
had matches before. I was really looking forward to Collision after hearing this announcement.
But then, like, I guess, Bandito just comes through and, like, puts a wanted poster on the title on
Or
Kyle.
not Collision, for this match, rather.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, he just puts one of his wanted posters on the title, and Fletcher looks pissed, and then he just walks out for his match with Commander, which, man, I was hyped for this as soon as they said this was. Yeah, it was incredible, man.
This was probably match of the week for me.
I think it was for me too, actually.
Yikes! Like Commander is just the way he just runs along the ropes. I know he's not the only luchador to do it, but I don't know if anybody does it better than he does. He just makes it look so effortless.
Yeah, God,
I'm just gonna jog right along these ropes and then do a twisting plancha. Like, no big.
He's just ridiculous, man.
And Fletcher, the more I see Fletcher, the more it's like, it's really getting hard for me to stay in the Ospreay camp of who the best pound for pound wrestler is right now, because Fletcher is making such a good case for himself.
Yeah,
every single week that he comes out, he's just so interesting to watch. Not just on offense, but I don't think I've seen anybody's body slam be weaponized more than that guy, and that's just a simple scoop slam. Then there's, he's 6'4" and he's bumping around like he's 5'9" and 110 pounds. Like, the dude is just, and his facial expressions, he is so expressive. Like, he is such a joy to watch in that ring. It's just it's getting really hard for me to stay in the Ospreay camp. I may have to switch sides relatively soon and go to the Fletcher camp, because good Lord, I don't know if there's anybody who's more on fire in ring right now than Kyle Fletcher.
I mean, there's a good case for that. I would say once him and Takeshita clash again, they're gonna burn the house down, dude. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think the only reason they're not running it back at Redemption is because Takeshita has the G1, which made it kind of weird when he showed up in Boston. I thought, why the hell are you flying all the way from Japan, where you are in an active tournament, to Boston, halfway around the world, to do a stare down? Like, what are we thinking? Tony Khan, what are you paying this man to make this flight for 2 minutes on TV?
I bet it's a large number, because, I mean, the guy's obviously worth a ton.
Yeah.
So
like, they brawl a little bit, but and then Takeshita picks up the belt, but then Okada sneaks behind him, drops him with the Rainmaker, and then Okada and Fletcher, they both pick up the belt, and like I said, Okada would have probably been content to just kind of like let that simmer, but Fletcher, nope. He's like, I love you, man, but I just won this thing and it's mine. You had your shot. I'm not letting go of this. Right. He was very upfront. And then Brodito comes out to make the save. And then Bandito picks up the belts, and they don't even mention it on commentary as they fade into the next segment.
Right.
Like, what are we doing, guys? You're not even gonna. You're not even gonna. Okay. Oh.
Hmm.
Still got some production issues in AEW. Never change.
After that, we have Renee Paquette backstage with Omega, and she's asking him about Kevin Knight, but then Darby Allin shows up and says, "You got to stop all this talking and just beat the shit out of this guy." And Omega said he'll leave that to Darby, and Darby's like, "You're wasting your time." And then John Moxley appears. He's like, "He's right."
Yeah.
He's right. It was
People,
just,
and then he very pointedly looks at him and says something to the effect of, "We kind of are who we are, aren't we?"
yeah, can't be anything else, even if they try.
That's
And
the original main event rivalry is Kenny Omega versus John Moxley. They have a long and storied history, and the only reason that Omega took the belt off of him in the first place was because of Don Callis, which was something
yeah,
that he brought up in the earlier segment
hmm,
that he felt bad for. I think to highlight to underscore this segment actually,
maybe,
where basically so that he could come up, remind the fans that that happened, and then for Moxley to say what he did to imply that Kenny is not instinctually as honorable as he wants to be,
hmm,
and that Moxley, who has a talent for seeing through to the heart of people and seeing through the BS, that he doesn't believe that Omega is as reformed as he wants people to think he is.
hmm,
And that when it comes down to, like, he's definitely like sowing seeds of contention, starting to sow seeds of contention between himself or between Omega and Osprey.
yeah.
For
Uh,
what purpose, I don't really know yet.
yeah, I'm
But
not sure.
like you would think that like if he had a problem, another problem with Omega, that he would just challenge him. There's nothing. He's already a champion. He's undefeated in singles action. Moxley has a case for just challenging for the world title in between now and All In if he wanted to, but he's not
Hmm,
gonna.
yeah. Uh, After that, we got Renee with on stage with Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor, who are kind of boringly, stereotypically alcoholic English. Um, I don't know. I wasn't really into this segment. I feel like they were just trying to play the crowd, and the crowd didn't seem like they were having much of it either.
They didn't
Um,
care.
yeah, they didn't give a shit. I don't
They
think.
didn't care. I feel like if this were earlier in the World Cup tournament, they might have cared a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the trouble is they're not Scottish because Boston kind of infamously now got drank out of existence by the Scottish during their sojourn over to this side of the pond, to the point
Yeah.
where all that was left was the Bud Light because the Scottish won't drink that water. So, but they apparently they were really really well received. If these two were Scottish instead of English, maybe they might be a little bit more over. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what's
don't.
going on here, but I don't think people like, I know what the end game is, but I
Yeah,
doesn't feel like anybody's into it.
I
Like,
know. I know some of there were some folks online, specifically the ladies from the Waffly Bollocks podcast. I think it was MJ. She was complaining. She was like, it's not really hitting for me because it's a little too stereotypically English. And I answered back. I was like, I don't really mind. I like both ladies. I like both these women as wrestlers. I don't mind the gimmick. The problem is stuff outside of their control. The problem is that they're going to be anointed. It's foreordained, basically. They're going to be anointed as the new women's tag team champions
mhm.
at Wembley, but there are no tag teams in this division to, pad the time. until that appointed time. So instead, you've got, rerunning things with the Sisters of Sin. They've got a hardcore match for the belts next week. They announced it on Collision. They're not going to win that. But this is like the second or third time they've had a shot at the belts.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally Divine Dominion, Sisters of Sin, Brawling Birds, and that's what Maya World and Hyon, I guess, is devoted tag teams. I don't even know if Ty J are still around. They haven't been on TV in like 4 weeks, so I don't even know if they're still they just don't have the division to back up the belts. And so now I'm like, as excited as we were that these were being created, I'm really disappointed that there hasn't been a lot of thought put into there actually being a tag team division.
Yeah.
To support the belts. So, I think that's the biggest thing, is that Brawling Birds seem to be stuck spinning their wheels doing kind of the same thing, to the point where they had to separate them into separate singles programs for a couple of months to tread water and pad the time between now and All In.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with the Brawling Birds. It's not their characterization. It's not anything to do with their presentation. It's the fact that they don't have any room to grow because there's nothing for them to grow into. The only matches they've really had are squash matches. And the promos they had are repetitive because they're not yet building to anything.
Mm.
That's the issue. It's not them, it's the creative.
Yeah. The creative and the depth of the division are both huge problems.
Yeah.
All around for the women, really.
Yeah.
So not much
It's
you
true.
can do about that, or they can't do anything about it, really. Tony.
Honestly, like, if they should just, bring back Rampage and make it an all women's show.
I'm with it.
On top of, not in place of, on top of any women's action that you would have normally had during Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah. In addition,
just make it a women's show. Put it on top of it. Put Bryan Danielson in the creative spot. If you're too busy to book it, TK, I don't care. Do whatever you need to do. Women need more. I mean, the women got lots of time this week, and I'm very thankful for that, especially on Collision. But the creative isn't really there.
No.
It needs to be more of a focus.
Yeah. After that, we go to Jericho, who is challenging Ciampa again, this time as the Painmaker.
Has anybody taken the Painmaker seriously at all?
I don't know. As
ever?
We all know, if you listen to the show for any length of time, this is my least favorite Jericho thing. I hate the Painmaker.
We even did a countdown of it. A ranking of it.
Yeah, and it was the lowest on the countdown. So,
yep.
But I've never wanted the Psycho Killer to kill someone more. I hope he beats the shit out of him. I have a feeling Jericho's going to win, but I don't want that to happen. I want Ciampa to beat the Painmaker. I don't want the Painmaker. I hate this character. Hate it.
It's just
you can't take it seriously. The face paint is so stupid. You just cannot take it seriously. The face paint and fedora. It's like the Crow if he were an insult.
I don't even care so much about that. It's just that Jericho has done some crazy stuff, but he's never been like a hardcore guy, let alone a deathmatch guy.
No.
Which is what this character is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't wrestle any differently.
Yeah. Not at all.
This persona isn't any different than anything else. There's nothing there. Like, I like the pun of the name because it was in New Japan that he came up with it when Okada was still there. Ha ha. I like a good pun. That's funny to me. Okay, fine. but that's about the extent of my enjoyment of it.
Right, right. Uh, After that, we've got okay. So until I scrolled down and saw this in my notes, I'm just gonna say I almost forgot this match happened. It is because my brain is actively trying to shut out that spot. If you watch this match, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Um, all I have in my notes is that, like literally written down, until that happened, this was a great match. And all I can see now is Darby's head ringing off the fucking ring post.
Yeah. I mean, this
I
match, it didn't bother me so much. I thought the match was fun. I like it when Darby gets thrown around by a big dude because nobody gets thrown around like Darby.
yeah, but that just the Nate, like I mean, he didn't put a hand up or anything. He just
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
Darby's reckless. He's
like
stupid.
I knew Brian Cage was gonna throw him. I didn't think he was gonna throw him in such a way that the only part of his body that made contact with the ring post or something was his fucking head.
Well, I mean, that's not even on Cage though. That's on Darby. Darby's got to protect himself,
he does.
And he didn't, and I think he didn't on purpose to make it look better because he's not reckless with other people. He's reckless with himself.
I know he's only reckless with himself, but God, I would like to watch him wrestle for like 10 more years. And at this rate, that's probably, I mean, good God, dude. Like,
dude just got married. Could you put your wife's mind at ease, please?
Yeah, dude, like, I can only imagine if she saw that, dude. Like, holy fuck, what are you?
She's like, okay, well, I'm backstage. I'm prepping the concussion protocol right now.
Yeah, like, that shit was so wild. That's literally almost all I can remember from the match. That and what happened in the next Brian Cage match.
I do like that they're seeming to get behind Brian Cage a little bit more now, though.
I do like that. I like that part. He's
on my TV doing ludicrous things because look at him, he's ludicrous. Yeah. Like I like Brian Cage. You know, he's a nice guy. You know, I met him the one time in Santa Clara at the Evolve show a couple nights before WrestleMania. Great guy, great sense of humor. Very self-effacing, actually. Like, I got nothing but positive things to say about Brian Cage. You're not going to hear me badmouth the guy. So I'm happy that he's on TV, looking ridiculous and doing ridiculous looking things. Like,
I mean, yeah, I do too. But
sure, give me more of that. I like that. That's my flavor.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more on Collision because I don't have anything bad to say about him, but that match was messy. Yeah.
You want to talk about condors? They're your condors.
That's it. But then after that, we got Kyle Fletcher challenging Bandito.
Oh, Darby Allin wins with two coffin drops.
Darby wins. Yeah, Darby wins, of course. Despite Brian Cage doing crazy shit to him.
He put what? Allin put Cage on the steel steps on the outside that were turned on their side, and Coffin dropped him from the top rope down there on the steps. Ugh. And then as he beats the 10 count, he hits him with two more Coffin drops because Brian Cage is a freak. You would probably need that, and pins him. I don't mind doing the multiple finisher thing. I don't feel like it dilutes the move too much. I feel like all it does is say that this guy needs extra mustard to get put down. I need to make sure that this guy is dead. To me, that's more putting the other guy over than anything, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. But yeah, after that we got Kyle Fletcher. He challenges Bandito for redemption for the international title. I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah, he says he'll defend his title against anybody, and Okada is in the background going, like, raising an eyebrow and go, "Oh, really? Where's my title shot?" Basically, on his face. He's just wearing that on his face. He's like, "All right, if you say so, bro." Yeah, but to me, like, Okada, to me, Okada has been mid-card champion of some kind from 3 weeks after he became an active AEW member to up until about 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. All that time he's been mid-card champion. Why are you going back after it? Maybe it should be you facing give the people of Montreal a real treat. Give them Okada versus Omega in the main event of Redemption.
Oh God.
There's no reason that Okada should be chasing after the mid-card belt that he lost after wearing it for nearly a year. You should be climbing up that ladder at this point.
True.
Like, and honestly, Okada hasn't main evented a lot in AEW. Maybe it's time to add him to the mix.
Maybe.
He's certainly got the cred. And he has the history with Omega. Honestly, I think that as good as the match with Kevin Knight will be, and as important as it is for Kevin Knight to be put in that position to see if he sinks or swims, which TK loves to do this with TNT champions for some reason. He loves to give them world title shots. He did it with Fletcher. He did it with Jack Perry. Like he loves to use them as sink or swim in this situation for some reason. I did no doubt that Kevin will hit it out of the park, but I think the bigger marquee match people would get more excited about would be Okada. So
yeah, people would be way excited about that. Yeah,
given the history between those two,
definitely pop a nice buy rate on that
for sure.
After that, we got Renee Paquette. She's backstage with Kevin Knight and Don Callis, and Callis is like, Omega's just trying to play mind games with you, but then here comes Speedball, and he tries to basically do the same thing Kenny did,
which makes me think that they're going to turn him face faster than we think.
Maybe.
I mean, with Kenny on it and with Speedball in the span of the same episode, and the look on Kevin's face was almost like he was regretting his decisions. I feel like maybe you have Kevin drop the TNT title to Darby, but he shakes it off because he's got the guaranteed world title shot. But now there's pressure on him, and then when he doesn't win, then Don Callis actually has no use for him because he lost 2 title matches in the span of a week.
Yeah.
And so maybe they turn on him right then and there, and maybe the redemption is Kevin Knight's.
Maybe.
I mean, it's weird because it that would mean that it wasn't a very long run as a heel. Despite the fact that he's heavily over as a heel. People want to boo the guy now for his actions. But
Darby ain't gonna forgive him that quick.
Oh God, no! Are you kidding me? No, he's gonna make him earn any bit of redemption that he does receive.
Yeah,
but I don't know. This segment, because Speedball was there right after Kenny saying, "I still believe in you. I still believe there's goodness in your heart," and him not refuting it, and him just kind of like quietly I mean, he says he doesn't need his love anymore or whatever, but like, it didn't really seem like he meant it. Like he believed it when he was saying it. So I don't know. I maybe there's room for them to surprise us with him turning babyface again real quick. I don't know. Maybe. I kind of like that. If only for the fact that it'd be unexpected yet still rational, plausible, making sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you ever had a friend who just was having a really bad go of it for a couple of months, and then they turn around, look at themselves in the mirror, and say, "Yeah, man, I screwed up. I'm sorry I acted that way. I was in a bad place. Thanks for putting up with me."
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah,
I've been that guy.
Yeah,
I've been that guy. I've had that guy as friend. So like, it's plausible.
I've definitely had a couple heel runs.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes. I mean, never mind.
Yeah.
But I'm on a face run now, so
yeah, we're trying to keep a baby face here.
Maybe I'm a tweener. I don't know. But But yeah, after that we've got our main event, women's main event, both shows this
Women's
week.
main event, baby.
Yeah, I like the second one way better than the first one, but this one is Divine Dominion and Mercedes against Maya World, High End, and Willow Nightingale. And like, I thought this match was great, but really, Taz kind of stole the show on this one.
High on and high off.
Yeah, High on and her brother High off. And he's just like wheezing, laughing at his, wheezing, laughing at his own joke. Like, I'm sorry, Taz does some stupid shit on commentary sometimes, and it is just the best.
Yeah, I love it when Taz breaks the gruff character just to pop himself and the boys.
Yeah,
because it's usually the corniest dad joke level stuff, and it's like, oh, you are a human being. You are not just a grumpy suplex machine.
I would have hated to be Hook as a teenager.
Oh man!
Oh god, I bet he did the awkward dad joke so much, and you can't turn around like dad because like your dad will suplex you. He just has to grab two.
Yeah, he'll suplex you. He'll choke you out. You know.
Yeah, like you can't. He definitely was not bowing up to his dad as a kid. Like that was not fucking happening. So
he's not bowing up now.
Yeah, no, he ain't doing it now. A lot of people ain't doing it now. Speaking of badass commentators, we'll talk more about that too.
Yeah. You know who really impressed me in this match more than anybody was High On,
dude. Her taking on Megan Bain, dude. She looks like she could legit fight them bitches. Like,
yeah,
in a way that other ladies have failed to look. Like, she looked so good in this match. I think she probably stole the show in this match.
I think you're right,
without a doubt. Like, I like Maya World and I like Willow, but like High On stole the fucking show here.
She was there to take the pin, but in between the bell and that point, like she, as Jim Ross would say, she maximized her minutes. She was. I think this is. I mean, I've seen her before. I think this is probably her best performance.
No,
I think she took the fact that she was in the main event seriously, that she was in there with a big star like Mercedes Moné in her hometown, seriously, and she looked like $1 million. She looked better than Maya.
Yeah, she looked great. It was great.
And Maya's stock has only risen in the last month, so
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
good for her. But she still, she actually took the moneymaker halfway decently too. It didn't look as bad, even though High End is significantly taller than Mercedes. The moneymaker didn't look as bad when she took it.
Yeah.
As it usually does. So, but yeah.
And how do I know that this match effectively built the heels the way they wanted this match to build the heels? Because my kayfabe loving wife hated that shit. She fucking hated this shit. She hated it.
What did she feel? What did she feel about after the match? Mercedes celebrating on the ramp, big title belt swinging.
She is so fed up with Mercedes. I don't even think she noticed. She probably wasn't even paying attention.
Oh no, I love.
But I did see her doing that. I was like, "What are you doing, swinging that belt around like a dick?"
I loved it. It was so funny to me.
She even changed her Twitter handle to Big D Monet.
That's great.
Yeah,
good for you, girl. Get it.
Because that's what it's. The only reason I know that, because I'm not on Twitter, but the only reason I know that is because she took Dave to task this week. Because Dave did not give her match a fucking rating at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was like one of the best matches on the show. What the fuck is wrong with you, old bastard?
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago, dude. What's going on?
Like, your sexism is showing, you old fuck.
It really is.
Sorry, it is, dude. I don't care. You fly so much, you have no excuse to not sit down for you have 25 minutes, dog. You have 25 minutes. Don't give me that bullshit. You ain't got 25 minutes.
At this point, even if he didn't, he should just pretend that he did and give it the 5 stars so people get it off his back.
Yeah. Because I have a feeling now he's gonna watch it. He's gonna give it like 4 3/4 or something. And god, the internet's gonna eat his ass up, dude. They're gonna eat his ass up for that.
We've already talked about this. His rating system, as far as I'm concerned, is useful in general terms. Like this. Oh, this was rated 5 stars. Oh, this must be good. Oh, this was rated done. Oh, I don't. I can skip this one. That's about all it's useful for.
I can't remember the
Because it's
girl's
just
name on
one
Blue
person's
Sky.
familiar.
Yeah,
It's just one person's opinion.
Is her name Amy? I think her name's Amy. The girl we were both talking to this week about Dave.
Shoot, I don't even remember.
She's a big proponent of these people are dummies, and we talk a lot about it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to shout her out. It's in my stuff somewhere.
I reply to a lot of people. I have to.
I do too. Sometimes I have to really go. Yeah. I know as soon as I see the picture, I'll know it's her. I just gotta find. Oh, Ashley. It's Ashley. Okay. Groovy Ash.B's got a social shout out for your fellow hatred of Dave and Brian. Anyway. So Dynamite was good. It was really good. There were a couple things that I wasn't so high on. I've talked about them already. I'm not gonna, keep throwing it under the bus. But then we get to Collision. And we kick off Collision with Jack Perry and Nick Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Wayne showing us all exactly what you said earlier.
Dude is so good.
He's so good.
He's just, I don't think I've ever seen, I mean, granted, he was, second generation. You're always going to kind of have it to a degree anyway. But, like, dude, I can see why his dad started training him as early as he did. The dude, he has it, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's so talented.
His Best of the Super Juniors performances this year were really good. I was impressed with him. So.
They put money down on this kid to sign him when he was 16. They're like, you've got an AEW contract as soon as you turn 18. They waited 2 years to get this kid.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He had this fantastic match. He did, in this match, he did a tope into a Mexican destroyer.
Yeah.
Or Canadian destroyer.
Awesome.
Like, what?
Dude, that shit was so awesome.
What? How did this match seems longer than the 11 minutes that it went on in the best way possible? They packed so much stuff in here.
Yeah.
Like, and he had a great fisherman buster too. Like, like I thought, I almost bit on.
I thought that fisherman buster
so
was
good.
the end. Oh, yeah, it looked so good. I thought it was the end too, dude. I was straight up. I was like,
yeah,
oh, wow,
I was
really?
real. I mean, I expected Jack to win, and I'm not disappointed Jack won. Because, I mean, you re-sign him and only for him to lose in his first match. No, that doesn't make sense. No, It was the correct decision to have Jack win. But, man, you got to do something with Nick soon. You got it. Like, he's so good. Like, he didn't even come out with his mom. He didn't even come out with Kip. What are we doing? What's going on?
The fucking crowd. Where's your mommy? That shit was hilarious.
And honestly, from a slightly selfish perspective, I was kind of wondering where Hot Mama was too. So,
yeah.
But where's Kip?
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing to suggest that they weren't a unit anymore.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just a one-off. Maybe they couldn't make it to Boston. I don't know. But
maybe Kip's staying home till Penelope's ready to come back.
Maybe. I would like them to be together on screen again. They were. He was a great foil for her. Like,
put Kip in a fucking toga, give him a little bit more eyeliner, and he would make a great high priest.
Yeah, Kip is great.
Let Kip be the mouthpiece for the. Let Kip be their mouthpiece.
Yes, that's because Penelope. Megan.
Bring her back.
Lena's better. Lena's better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an idea.
Let Kip be their mouthpiece, the high priest of the divine dominion.
I mean, hell, stick Mother Wayne with him too. She's an Amazon too. Like,
yeah, dude.
Why not?
Kip could just be the luckiest man in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this was great. Nick Wayne. Let's find something for him to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of time. The kid's 20 or whatever he is.
Put him against Kevin Knight immediately.
Ooh, Yeah, like
Him against
honestly,
Kevin Knight
turn
immediately.
it,
Yeah.
he
You
should he
turn
should be
Kevin
in
back
the he
face, it'd be
should be in
perfect.
the TNT title hunt or the
Yeah.
national title hunt.
Or one or the other, but he should be in one of them for
Yeah,
sure. He's too fucking good to just let him sit, man.
yeah,
And not
for
on
real.
ROH, damn it. Like,
Yeah,
sorry, but like I'm not paying for Honor Club, y'all. Like, I'm not doing it. I don't care like I care what's going on in there. And
if you
I just
it's kind of rolled into certain aspects of it are rolled into my AW. So if you do get that subscription, like you're talking about, you can. I don't know if you can see it live, but you can at least see the archives.
I don't got time to watch it live anyway, but the archive would be fine. Yeah. But like really my thing is like I mean, like you, because you could probably relate to this at least a little bit. Like I'm a fucking like Kevin Steen and Briscoe and Chris Hero and Claudio era ROH guy. Like I don't jive with this ROH, even though there's wrestlers I like on it, and I love both the champions. Like I like even the rest of the champions. I like almost all of them, but I would rather see those people on AEW. To be perfectly honest with you,
yeah.
I feel like ROH is like. Why we have all this name talent in ROH? That's not what ROH is for.
Well, I mean, you need some.
I mean, yeah, but not the amount they have.
Yeah, I think Athena. Now that she's broken Roman Reigns' record, by the way.
Yeah.
And has had more than twice as many title defenses in that time. By the way.
Yeah. She's a workhorse.
You know, I think she had 79 title defenses in all that time. And I looked it up. Roman Reigns had, if you don't count house shows, it was 31. And I think it was like 43 or something like that if you count house shows.
Fuck, like 3.5 years and 30 times. Fuck that. 10,
I know, right? Awful.
Like less than monthly. That's less than monthly.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Anyway.
But yeah, I feel like, you need to have some established marquee people there in order to have the up-and-comers, gives the up-and-comers somebody to work with and to learn from. I understand that. But, like, can we cycle them in and out?
I wish.
Bandito's practically Bandito's doing both.
Yeah.
But every time he's challenging for an AEW title, he's losing. He's going to lose on Sunday. Like, we know he's going to lose. He lost against Mox. He's going to lose against Fletcher. Like, what does that mean? Like, that for the world, the Ring of Honor World Championship, if the world champion can't beat a mid-card champion in AEW.
Yeah. Like, I understand making a hierarchy and letting us all understand that ROH is like a farm team, basically. But people
they still call it a world title. They still count it in Chris Jericho's world title count.
Yeah.
So they want it to be seen on the same level.
Yeah, they want it to be seen as a world title, but they're not treating it like one.
No, God no.
And you're supposed from a company. It's a world title from a company that is known for exceptional wrestling ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how come he can't beat your mid-carders? He should be able to beat your mid-carders.
Oh, he can, as long as the belt's not on line.
That's stupid. Why are we doing? Why is he feuding with people with belts? If that's not how, if he's never going to win one, it's just like with Brody. It's the same shit.
You might as well at that
Brody's
point.
Not a world champion.
You might as well at that point put them back together as a tag team full time, and have them chase the world tag titles, because that's not going to get in the way of your Ring of Honor World Singles Championship.
Yeah. After that, we've got we go backstage. We've got Matt and Nick Jackson with, they talk
doing
about the Death
voiceover.
Riders and their history with the Death Riders and all that stuff, and they're challenging Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley to a tag match at Redemption.
And that immediately became the match I most want to see. I'm the most intrigued by this match because it could really go either way.
Yeah, it could.
It really could,
It's going
because
to be a hard one to
the
call.
Young Bucks are poised to be taking on Cage and Cope at All In. You assume in some fashion, whether it's a singles, or a 2-on-2 bout, or whether there's going to be more teams involved. The Bucks are being primed for that position.
Yeah.
So they could use the win against a team that isn't really a tag team, except for on a couple of occasions where they have.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's still
then
hard
you've
to
got,
call.
but then you've got on the other side the heir apparent world champion and the current continental champion.
Yeah. Who happens to be the ace of the company.
So in my mind, as odd as it seems, like I could see it going either way, but which makes it so intriguing to me. But I think, odd as it seems, the most likely occurrence for the finish of the match is to have Jon Moxley take the pin, which is mind-blowing to me because he is so protected.
Yeah.
And he is so his losses mean something. He's so protected that when he takes a pin, it's usually for a storyline reason. It's not just, okay, well, the better man won. No. If he's taking a pin, it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Generally, they make it mean something. I mean, you'd have to assume that in such case, it would be probably to save Ospreay from taking the loss, to prove his loyalty or something like that to him before an inevitable betrayal. I don't know. But to me, I'm leaning towards the Young Bucks winning that match, but only slightly. This, to me, is the match that has the most unpredictability baked in, and I am very, very looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this one too. After that, we see Cage and Cope, and they are challenging Claudio and Pac for the World Tag Team Championships at Redemption.
I mean, they said earlier last week that they were gonna, or was it top of the show last?
Yeah, top of the
Dynamite,
show.
I think it was.
Yeah,
that they were gonna go through all the dogs and the Death Riders since they're all hanging together or whatever.
Yeah.
Not like beating the Death Riders is gonna make them go away. I don't know why they think that's gonna happen, but if anything, if history has told us that the Death Riders just won't go away. But yeah, I'm not upset about it.
No, I'm not either.
It's Claudio and Pac versus Cage and Cope. Sure, why not?
Yeah, it'll be good.
Why not?
It'll be a good match. Yeah,
give the Canadians a win in their home country. It's fine. It's fine. We're all building towards All In anyway. Nothing really game changing is going to take place until All In. So you might as well just have some really interesting matchups that you might not see otherwise. For the most part, you do want some storyline in there. We've already discussed aspects of that, but there can be a few of those matches that are just there to be there.
Yeah. After that, we've got a TNT Championship match with Kevin Knight defending against AR Fox.
Yeah, this was great too, and more evidence that AR Fox needs to be on TV more, because every single time he's on it, the crowd gets so behind him.
Oh, dude, they love AR Fox.
Such a crowd pleaser.
Dude, he's so good too. He's just so good. And
he's so. Every single time I see him, it seems like he comes up with something I've never seen before. Yeah. What was the thing that he did in this? Oh no, that was Jack Perry actually. I do want to bring this up because I remember Jack Perry did this thing where he was in the corner with Nick Wayne, and he wrapped Nick Wayne's near arm around his leg, and then used that leverage. He grabbed the arm and then repeatedly stomped Nick Wayne's face into the middle turnbuckle.
Mhm.
Like, I've never seen that before. It was awesome. It was great. Keep doing that. But sorry, the AR Fox, Mr. King of Innovation, reminded me of that, and I needed to bring it up. But like, just crazy stuff. You know, 450s, destroyers, swantons,
an avalanche
everything.
crash landing.
Avalanche crash landing was the thing to end it, of all things. Like, AR Fox was doing so well and was so beloved by the crowd that Kevin Knight needed to bust out a super version of his finish to beat him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could put AR Fox over and defeat any more than you could right here.
Yeah.
Kevin Knight still wins clean in a match that, again, seemed like it was longer in the best way possible than it actually was. It was only like 9.5 minutes. But, like, it was excellent. And then he goes on commentary after that because his boys at Sarah Brian Cage and Jake Doyle are coming up for a squash trios match.
And they're the Condors.
Yeah.
Because not only was this match super fast, but it was I'm sorry, man. I don't say this very often, especially
sloppy.
about AEW. This was a complete fucking shit show. Like, okay, look.
Was...
We all know, if you've been listening long enough, that, like, I'm in the business, Adam's outside the business. We both have a pretty extensive knowledge of wrestling. Adam really does understand how shit works on the inside for the most part. But I am more discerning when it comes to the mechanics of the match because I've been trained. And so I look for certain things that Adam doesn't see those things. So we have different sets of eyes looking at a match like this. Adam says it was sloppy. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
Adam like we sometimes we have matches where they're like matches or certain segments or certain spots that, like, Adam's like, that was pretty good. And I'm like, but there this, and I'm pointing that out because he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that stuff. It's just, it's not anything, it's not bad. He's looking at it from a fan's
not my experience. It's not my milieu.
Yeah. He's looking at it from the outside and I'm looking at it from the inside, and that's how this works. And if Adam thinks it was sloppy, you have to understand that, like, this was a shit show. Like, this was somebody definitely got yelled at in the back after this.
I have no idea whose fault this miscommunication fest was, but this
was crap. I very rarely would give anything in AEW 0 goddamn stars. Here we are.
Not this even a squash matches, because generally they're just there for, But
this was a shit show.
You know how I said that AR Fox and Kevin Knight and the opener with Nick Wayne and Jack Perry were both shorter than you expected. It felt longer in the good way. Yeah. This felt long in a bad way.
In a terrible way.
This was under 2 minutes, and it seemed like it was 10.
I dwelled on everything. Like, and God bless Jake Doyle. Like, these guys, like, okay, first of all, how are you going to fuck up your jump so bad that Brian Cage cannot lift you up?
Yeah.
First of all.
He should be able to lift up. He was
going for a drill claw. That was the end of the match right there. He was going for a drill claw, and it got botched so bad they could not end the match on it. And then Jake Doyle, God bless him, tries to save some shit by diving out between the bottom and second rope, which dudes don't do unless you're micro. That's the chick ropes. The dude ropes are the top two.
Well, Darby does the low pay.
Well, the Darby's also micro.
Then I've seen Austin Aries do that too. In fact,
Austin Aries is also micro.
I think that's where the term low pay came from too. I think
maybe, that. Those are micro dudes. Like, those are little guys. They can get away with it because they're so short. They can do that. It doesn't look weird. Yeah. But Jake Doyle, the Monster Mountain Man, does it. And one, it looks weird, but two, I understand he was trying to, like, get the crowd's attention on something else and, like, save what was happening so they could figure out what was going on in the ring and finish this shit out. But it just didn't work out that way. And God
Then
bless
what?
him. It wasn't his fault, but that's
No.
just not how it worked out. And
then what was going on with Hechicero and the guy in the ropes?
I don't even know. I was so flabbergasted by the other shit, I didn't even notice that. And had I might have said it was even more of a shit show.
It felt like he was holding him back from
may have
getting to the
been.
pin forever, though. He was just holding him in the ropes, not locking in a hold.
That's how I
He just
know.
holding it.
That's how I know the drill claw was supposed to be the end, and they had to call an audible. But
they had to call in the ring and not in a good way.
Yeah, they had to call in the ring and not in a good way. They had to call an audible because of the drill claw, because he went and grabbed that guy right before Brian Cage tried the drill claw out. And the guy taking it fucked up in a way that, like,
yeah, it was like,
you must be the greenest piece of squirrel shit on the planet, dude. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Because it's really not that hard. Like,
sorry, Gino Medina, Tomei Flip, and Nick Nolan, but oof.
That was rough.
Oof.
I don't even know which one of you are the fuck ups.
I don't either.
And you know what? It was so bad the first time, I ain't going back to watch it to figure it out either. Yeah. One thing I could say, though, is one of you for sure is not coming back to AEW television, I bet. Yeah, and not for some year. Like, it's going to take enough time, and you're going to have to change your character name, and so they forget you. And then you might be able to come back. But God bless you, man. Fucking
might not have to change his government name.
Maybe. I'll be damned if people don't remember how bad this is. Oh,
yeah.
This may be the worst thing I've ever seen them do. And I saw that goddamn exploding ring match. So
I mean, I don't like being that guy. I don't like being so critical because I can't do anything in the ring. Okay. Not at all. If I were to take a flat back bump, I would probably be dead.
It don't feel good.
I would probably break my back on the first chance and be like, no, I'm not. No. So I don't want to disparage anybody, but man, that was so rough, guys. That was not up to par.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
I will not be. I'm sorry. Just the nature of the business and the way I was trained. Like I can't be much nicer than I was about it. You don't get better as a wrestler without being told how you fucked up. And this was a fuck up on a couple of different places. And hey, if any of you three guys somehow hear this and want to talk to me about it, I'll talk to you and tell you the same thing to your face live on this show. And then we'll talk about it from your perspective, what went wrong, so that everybody gets to figure it out. If that's how you want to do it. Like, I'm not beyond doing this to your face, because one thing I was taught as a wrestling, entity was you do not criticize someone's match behind their back. I mean, I'm doing this in public. I'm not doing it behind your back. I'll do it to your face, not in a mean way. I'm actually not trying to be mean about this. This just was a shit show. And if you don't recognize that, let's talk about why. Because I got 15 years of experience looking at stuff like this and can tell you all the reasons this was a shit show. This was a shit show. Okay. Any promoter will tell you that. Somebody in the back definitely did. If Jerry Lynn is standing back there, you got told this was a shit show. I almost guarantee it. He's a nice fucking guy, but he probably did tell you that. Some producer told you this was a shit show.
Yeah.
If Brian Cage didn't break his nice guy personality and tell you that himself, because it was his move, you fucked up.
Yeah.
More than anything else. So, I will, if you happen to hear this, yes, come on, let's talk about it. I want to know from your perspective what happened here, because that's just my curiosity as a wrestling guy. Like, I want to know how this went so wrong, but do not come on here and try to tell me this wasn't what it was. Okay. Because anybody with eyes can tell you that. Like even Adam says it was sloppy. He's nice. That is a nice person. That's about as criticizing as he will get about things. I mean, he will criticize things, but he's not going to be much meaner than that. I'm not being mean as much as I'm trying to be constructive. This was a shit show. Why? Why was it a shit show? What could have been done better? Well, taking that drill claw for starters, because it's not, I can tell you Brian Cage didn't do his own finishing move wrong.
No.
So probably not on him. So yeah, this was a shit show. I was very happy to be moving past this.
Yep.
This is the most egregious example of bad that I've ever seen in AEW, bar none. Bar none.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't good. It's not good. Yeah.
I saw Big Bill wrestle a 5'2" guy that I know personally, and it still was not this bad.
Yeah.
And that was before, like, that was on our episode of Dark Elevation, I think. But this was, man.
Yeah.
It was rough. And I don't want to harp on it anymore.
Yeah.
So let's
move on.
Ospreay and John Moxley accepting the Young Bucks challenge.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, Will Ospreay talks up Adam Brooks, his opponent, next, about how they were friends and how his mom loves him and stuff like that. So don't take tonight personal. You know, for him, it's not personal. And then Mox is like, yeah, we accept Young Bucks' challenge. We've worked with you. We've fought against you. This one's a little personal. And I'm okay with that. That was cool. I like the way that he handled that. That was a cool one.
After that, though, we had my favorite segment of the week. I don't really like the dogs much, but this was brilliant.
This was so funny.
It was brilliant. Don't call me a nipple baby bitch just because your dad wasn't no one.
What a great line. That was a great line. And so honestly, good. Like, it's a valid argument, too. You can't help who your daddy is.
No.
You can't help who your daddy is, who they ain't.
They didn't really have much for Ace Austin. They just called his haircut problematic. I don't really tend to do
I wouldn't call it problematic. I would call it bad. But not problematic.
The Guns have a multi-generational history of misogyny. We'll get to that later because their response to it was the best thing. And Juice Robinson is an unhinged maniac running around pretending to be a doctor, which
is true.
Yes, he's an unhinged maniac. Of course,
and that's why we love him.
We love him for that. And then after that, we got I don't want to say surprisingly, because I've never heard of Adam Brooks before tonight.
Yeah, me neither.
This shit was awesome. That guy looks like a brick shit house.
That dude looks like a million.
Sign him.
He looks like if Tyler Bate grew 5 inches and put on like 60 pounds of muscle.
Dude, God, this dude was fucking.
Dude was good.
He was pulling out some crazy cool moves. And
that backstabber was great.
Yeah, that fisherman swinging neck breaker.
Yep.
Like
there
suplex,
was at one point. I loved that they wove the story of how well they knew each other by like, Ospreay tried for the Os Cutter, and like he just
suplexed the shit out of him out of the corner.
Yeah, he's like, no. He's like, no. You kidding me? Why are you trying this against me? Like, it was great. But better than all of that. And all of that was great. The match was good. Better than all of that was the finish, which I thought was inspired.
It was.
I loved this finish because Ospreay goes for the hidden blade. And you know this is going to get us. As much as we've talked about it on this show, I don't think I've ever seen this as a finish before. He comes towards him looking for the hidden blade, and Brooks spits at him right in the chest, hits him square between the nips, right? Mm-hmm. And Ospreay just looks at him, and a switch flips in his brain, and he takes him and he just levels him with this nasty, gnarly elbow, and then continues to give him rabbit elbows for 2 or 3 times, and the ref calls it off. But not before he taps due to strikes.
Yeah.
You never see that in wrestling.
No, never.
This did more to establish the new Will Ospreay than literally anything that's come before it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Like, like, okay, well, he's in better shape than he ever was. Okay, whatever. Like, he's still the same Osprey. Oh, he uses a flying armbar now. Oh, really? Once? He's only gotten one finish with it. He's tried it maybe a couple of other times. He's not even worked it into his arsenal on the regular. He doesn't work it into as a psychology thing either. So he doesn't work the arm or anything. Okay, what else have you got for me? Oh, well, he's got the patch now. He's still doing his own entrances and stuff like that. He's not coming out with the Death Riders. They're leaving him alone to celebrate in the ring, even though he's an official part of them now. This, however, this was full Death Rider mentality.
Yeah. It was.
It showed that finally it showed the actual effect of hanging around these merciless killers has had on him. This is what we've been looking for months, if not like weeks, if not months. Like it's just been. This was probably like it wasn't my favorite match. It was close. It wasn't my favorite match of the week, but it was absolutely my favorite finish of the week.
Yeah.
By a long margin, and by a wide margin, and probably my moment of the week, if I'm being honest. This woke me up for sure. Like, I was very intrigued by this. Also, hire Adam Brooks.
Yeah, hire him today.
He was great.
Look, he's great. I want to see him versus Kyle Fletcher next. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
Aussie.
Yeah, I need more of that. Like, yeah.
That was great. I thought that I don't know if he could have done the job any better than he did. Like, I feel like that was a successful tryout match in my eyes.
Yeah. After that, Darby Allin is talking about Kevin Knight and saying the first time he ever met him, he was this humble kid or whatever, and that he wasn't going to change, but now he's different, and he's going to show him he ain't shit and take his TNT title away on Wednesday.
And he sets a car on fire and attracts a couple of fire trucks to his location. Apparently, he posted on social media that the proof of that, like he posted the pictures of the fire trucks and be like, "Hey, so we heard there was a fire." Great.
After that, we got another pretty short match with Athena defending her ROH World Women's Championship against Ava Everett. I don't really remember this person.
I liked when she was being introduced, she pulled this really silly face. I'm like, "Ooh, you've got personality. I kind of like you already." And then she got her ass beat.
So quick, I almost missed it. Like,
Athena continues to impress me with her core strength. Like, a lot of it is due to her. I mean, she's not super tall. Like, she's 5'4" maybe. So she's got that low center of gravity, wide hips, like right there. But like those deadlift power bombs, jeez Louise, like it's impressive every time.
Yeah.
And then she gets her with a Koji clutch for the tap out finish.
Yeah. No O-face this time.
No O-face. Just a no face.
Yeah. And then she, as she's leaving, the Brawling Birds make their entrance to have a match against Kayla Lopez and Tiara James. And this was also just pretty much an ass whooping.
A little bit longer, though. Kind of, honestly, longer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
They beat those poor girls from pillar to post, especially poor Tiara James.
Yeah, she really got it.
It was bordering on a hate crime. Like, it was bad.
Yeah. But it was relatively quick, and of course the Brawling Birds won.
Yeah.
I mean, God, between find something for them to do until All In. Fuck. Like, this is getting out of control. After that, we got Jay White challenging Clark Connors for Dynamite.
Still has the shillelagh.
Yeah, he still got the shillelagh. He talks about Clark Connors' little red rocket.
Yeah, he was a little too graphic for my taste.
Yeah, a little There he was.
I don't need description of dog penis on my wrestling show.
Yeah, I don't need any of that.
Nah.
Especially not in reference to Clark Connors.
Yeah.
He's already greasy enough. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But the guns were funny.
Yeah. Oh God. Massage. We love massages.
We love massages. What are you talking about? Unhinged maniac. I'm not an unhinged maniac.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Like, yes, you
it's
are.
okay. Yeah, it's
yes,
fine. You are, and it's okay. And you fucking he's just like, you don't like my hair?
Yeah, he was kind of mopey about it.
Yeah,
actually.
What do you mean I got a bad haircut?
Like, look in the mirror, dude. You do.
Yeah, you do kind of have a bad haircut, dude. Like,
he was like, why are people digging on my dissing on my hair when really they should be paying attention to my quads? Which, to be fair, is an honest question.
That is what yeah.
That's a fair question.
He is
to
not
have,
skipping leg day.
Never.
After that, we have an extended squash match. Unfortunately for Myron Reed, I mean, he was competitive in this
stuff
but I mean, did we think he was going to beat Ciampa?
No, not in Boston.
Absolutely not. So
and this is the part where we bring up the fact that, as a surprise, Tony Schiavone had Paul White with him at the desk, which I thought was, at the beginning of the show, kind of curious, and I didn't know why, but he was great. I thought he was great throughout the whole show.
I wish he would have kept the Captain Insano up the whole time.
Me too.
I popped for that at the beginning.
Yeah, me too. But in this match, it became clear why he was at ringside doing commentary. Because after the match, after Ciampa beats Reed, after a third attempt at a padless running knee, he goes over and to the commentary desk, and it looks like he's going to threaten Tony Schiavone, and Tall Paul's like, nah, we're not doing this. You talk to me. And so, without backing down, without skipping a beat, Tommaso steps on Tony Schiavone's chair to be actually taller than Tall Paul at that point and get right in his face. And I love that it doesn't do well for a character called the Psycho Killer to show any fear. So I was glad that he was like practically welcoming a fight with Paul White when he got in his face, like, you're friends with Jericho. Tell him that I'm not, not only is Tommaso Ciampa better than Chris Jericho, but the Psycho Killer does not fear the Painmaker. So if he wants to bring that persona with him, that's fine. I'll meet you at Redemption, no holds barred. So I think the no holds barred gimmick is so that Jericho can get a win back, using weapons, so Tommaso doesn't really lose anything from it.
Well, Jericho won the last match.
No, Jericho lost. Remember, he got pocket sand in the eyes.
Oh, yeah, pocket sand. Okay, yeah, maybe.
But their first match was good.
It was good. I wasn't mad at it. It was good.
I mean, the Painmaker is lame, but maybe the match will probably still be good.
I hope the
and
match
honestly, with Jericho's age, putting guys who are getting up there and getting more limited in the ring due to their age in hardcore situations helps them kind of cover some of their weaknesses because they don't have to bump as often. You just do weapon stuff. So, it looks like it hurts more. I don't know if it does or doesn't. I haven't been there. But it does, they're not punching their bump cards often. So, I'm looking forward to it because the first match was good. Yeah. Painmaker notwithstanding.
After that, we go backstage with Renee Paquette, and she's with Andrade, but he doesn't really get to say anything before Mark Davis attacks him from behind and chokes him out.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't steal the diamond ring, though.
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing that was... The only thing that was keeping him at bay was the threat of getting knocked out with the ring on Dynamite. we didn't talk about it, but after Andrade's match, Davis came out and threatened to get in the ring, but Andrade put the ring on his finger, and Davis thought better of it and backed off.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised you didn't take away the equalizer. It was right there. You choked him out unconscious. Why not swipe it?
Yeah.
What? I guess that's not really Mark Davis's character. He's not like stupid, but he's kind of big dumb brute guy.
Yeah.
Not like cerebral heel guy.
After that, we get Renee Paquette in the ring, and she brings Mercedes out to a decent ovation because it's Boston.
Yeah.
And she talks about Willow and Tekla. Is there a women's G1?
No.
Yeah, but also the Sisters of Sin are 2/3 of a Stardom Trios champions. So I guess they just had like a big Stardom show or something. Or
I don't know how big the show was, but I know that in between Dynamite and when Collision aired, I think Friday it was, them spooky bitches went over to Stardom and won their trios belts, the Artists of Stardom title, I think they call it.
Like that,
it's kind of cool. Each belt is a different color. That's kind of neat. I like that.
They got an interesting title format over there.
Yeah, if I was into it, I would probably pay more attention to which one is which one. But there's Artists of Stardom and something like they're not
the Princess of Princesses or something.
Yeah, like they're not traditionally named.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult for somebody like myself who doesn't really pay a whole lot of attention to the promotion.
Yeah.
Which one is which one? I know this is their trios title because there are 3 of them and they won it all.
There's some Japanese wrestling fan out there going, hey, and like correcting us, but
by all means, correct us.
Yeah, correct us.
I am fully admitting my ignorance here.
Yeah,
like,
somebody explain the Stardom.
I ain't hiding it. I'm not trying to cover it up.
Yeah, somebody come on Blue Sky and explain Stardom titles to me because I don't fucking.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, in between those two, they won their trios belts. But yeah, that's what they were going to Japan for. That's what Tekla was going to Japan
Mercedes
for. That's what she was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think. Oddly enough, I don't think Willow was able to make the show. I think she had like travel issues or something. So technically, that part of the promo was incorrect, but she had no way of knowing it was going to be at the time she cut it. So whatever.
After that, we've got the tag champs Cope and Cage, and they are met up with backstage by the Young Bucks.
It's like the third. There was a lot of Cope and Cage this week on AEW television. Full on title match, 3 segments, I think. Like it was a lot. But yeah, Young Bucks were being kind of bratty to them, and Christian Cage put them in their place. Like,
yeah, maybe you lost them because they're just things to you.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hotline.
I mean, okay, well, if we're gonna go that route, they're 7-time WWF Tag Team Champions. Were they things to them then? Like,
no, I mean they just had to contend with like 8 of the best tag teams of all time. For those tag titles. We only have like 3 or 4 of the best tag teams of all time right now. And you're about to have 5 and maybe 6 of the best tag teams of all time in AEW all at once. If that tag team division doesn't take off after, oh god, dude.
I really hope there's some creative push behind it. I mean, it's an area that could use some work, but if it doesn't get as much work as we thought, I would rather that if we get more focused on the women's division out of the deal. So, I mean, I'll take my sacrifices where I can get them.
Yeah.
Bandito versus Adam Priest.
It was short but fun.
Yeah. And, oh my gosh, Bandito continues to be like that dude.
Yeah.
Like, he just full on, he doesn't do the full 21 plex from the ropes. He just full on like, okay, well, he's behind me, crouching. I'm just going to do a backward flip, land behind him, and deadlift German suplex him for the pin. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely
that
nuts.
was crazy, dude.
I liked Paul White putting Adam Priest over on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to honestly they have such a problem because they have a lot of capable, entertaining commentators, and it's like they have too many.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I thought Paul did a great job.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be, put into that slot more often, but that
Him
means
and
that somebody
Bryan
else.
Danielson for Rampage.
Yeah.
All women's show, but him and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. Actually, that's the team. That's the team right there. Or you can add get Beta Scott in there too.
Yeah.
To have a women's presence on that show.
Yeah, fair enough.
Speaking of the Artists of Stardom tag team champions, trios champions, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, they phone in a promo posing with the belts, saying that Divine Dominion, if you're not scared of us violent little things, then you should have no problem giving us a title match in a street fight.
Yeah.
So, which is, fair enough logic.
But that's going to happen on what, Dynamite?
Dynamite. That's happening on Dynamite on Wednesday, yeah.
Dynamite's getting pretty stacked ahead of the pay-per-view. It's crazy.
Not gonna lie. I mean, that'll be fun. Like, I know you're not a big fan of Divine Dominion, but like, you put the women of AEW in a hardcore title situation, yeah, and you put the hardcore stip on any match with the women involved, and they show out.
Megan Payne's gonna bleed.
I think it's gonna be Lena. I think it's Lena. I mean, I hope it's both. Because think of it, like if they're the only ones to bleed, if the little girls made them bleed, and they make them look competent and they make them look like a threat, and then they still come out on top, that makes them look even better by comparison, and everybody gets over.
Yeah, I'm just afraid that like getting them so over like that, like you're putting them in a hardcore match with the Sisters of Sin, who are competent hardcore wrestlers. They are.
Yeah.
And
yes, they are.
I have the problem I think they may be creating for themselves is that you're gonna make Divine Dominion into this like legit thing. You're legitimizing them further with this match. If they win, it's gonna legitimize them even further. Just the nature of the match is gonna legitimize them more than they already are. If they win this match, it's gonna make them even more legitimate because they beat two AEW hardcore women's veterans.
Which is fine, because then they pass that clout on to the Brawling Birds when they drop the titles to them.
Are they going to be able to competently build the Brawling Birds up on the other side of this equation?
All you need is a month, and they have it. It'll be fine.
At this rate, I'm worried.
Like, I feel like it'll be fine. I'm not saying it'll be great. I'm not saying it's going to be an all-timer. I'm saying it'll be fine. It'll be barely satisfactory, but it will be serviceable.
I hope it's at least that.
Me too.
I'm just worried that they might be like legitimizing one tag team way more than the other, and it's just going to be really a imbalanced equation by the time we get
technically
to
speaking, even though all of them, almost all of them were squash matches, technically the Brawling Birds are undefeated. So, I mean, there is that.
It's just the type of opponents they're not facing like Ty J and
that's because there are so few tag teams in the division, and they all need to be legitimized because there are so few of them.
But they should be beating the other two tag teams' ass also on the way to this match.
Yeah.
So
I hope they do. I hope they have some kind of qualifier match after Redemption so that you can see them facing actual tag teams and earning the shot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
But that aside, we can go back to the highlights of the women's division because another women's main event is Shida versus Aminata.
And this was great. I liked this a lot. Aminata bouncing back after kind of a poor performance in the survival of the fist match, if we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Chalk it up to a bad day, because here she was great.
Yeah.
And Shida has probably kind of lost a step or two from her prime, but she's making up for it with character work,
Mm-hmm.
And like, these two gelled pretty well. I thought Aminata looked real close to looking like she could beat her. And she didn't allow herself to get in the best Shida lock.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, she was rolled up and with Shida's feet on the ropes, doing some heel stuff, cheating to win. So that protects Aminata until she gets beat to hell with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
In some honestly, kind of some weak kendo shit stuff.
Yeah,
kendo stick shots.
They were kind of.
But of all people, Maya World comes out to save Aminata.
I'm gonna say this.
Like, this is the second week in a row where we've had this exact same finish post match, where she beats her, she kicks her opponent when she's down, and then somebody unrelated to that person comes out to make the save, and they get the next shot.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of, the match was good, the ending angle was not.
Yeah.
That said, Maya World on pay-per-view.
She could win.
That's good. She could win.
Yeah, she could win.
I mean, I don't want Shida to have this like really short title reign, but there's a very good case that you have Maya World win right there.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, lose in such a way to set up a rematch at All In where she can win there.
Yeah. She needs to get a gear change, though, because she ate in that short suit, man. Like,
in that romper?
She looked fantastic in that thing, man. Like,
well, I mean, at least she wouldn't have any trouble.
I thought it looked cooler. Okay, fair. I mean, hey, that would be beneficial to her matches, but I thought that thing looked cooler than her gear does. I was but she looks like she's ready to whoop some ass in that thing. Like,
it also looked like it was probably uncomfortable to wrestle in.
I'd have to ask her. And
yeah.
I'm not one of those weird creeps in the back who gets all their numbers either, so I don't have it. She's a super nice girl. If I saw her in person, I could definitely ask her, like, hey, how's it wrestling in that little cat suit? But I'm not gonna like hit her up on DM and ask her or anything.
Also, that might come off as a tiny bit creepy.
Yeah, it might be creepy. Like, hey, I bet you only a couple of times. How's that cat suit doing? But if I saw her in person, she'd probably remember me, and I'd be like, hey, was that thing comfortable? Because it looks cool. You should wear something like that.
So just quickly to go down, since next week we will be reviewing everything. We'll be with the Sunday pay-per-views now. We're just going to do the Sunday. We're going to record on Monday and come out on Tuesday with the episodes instead of our normal record Sunday, do Monday, so that we can review the show, the pay-per-view, in the Call on the Ring segment. So with that in mind, let's just run down the redemption card as it stands right now. There's probably going to add at least a few 0-hour matches, maybe one more main, hopefully another main card match involving Speedball, but we'll see. I'm not
Speedball versus Adam. What was that guy's name?
Adam Brooks.
Adam Brooks. Speedball. That would be great.
I like that. That'd be great.
I like it. Just throw it together.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather it mean more for the Montreal crowd's sake, but I mean, we don't really have many options because almost every title is on the line on this show. You've got Hikaru Shida taking on Maya World. I think Shida wins and they run it back at All In and Maya takes it.
I'm going to go out on
I'm going to officially predict that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and pull for Maya on this one. I think Maya might win.
That's fine. One. It would be good. I mean, it'd be great for her.
I still think they're going to run it back at All In either way, but I hope Maya wins. She's got the stock right now. It's a good time to strike.
Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay versus Young Bucks.
I think the Young Bucks take the dub on this one.
I think so.
I feel like Moxley is the only person in this match who can take a pin because the other two are going to go win world titles at the pay-per-view.
I think you're right. I think that the Young Bucks Moxley and Ospreay don't really lose anything by losing in a tag team match when they're not like really in the tag title hunt.
Yeah.
So whereas the Young Bucks taking a loss heading into All In would be just stupid. Like when that's the match that you're looking forward to the most. So
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it could go either way, but I'm leaning more towards the Bucks. Speaking of tag team titles, Cage and Cope defend against Castagnoli and Pac. It'll be
Cage
good,
and
but
Cope
there's
are
no
going to take the
reason.
win.
Yeah, there's no reason to think anything else but a retention here.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito with the international title on the line.
It's going to be fantastic, 5 stars, but Kyle Fletcher's going to win.
Yeah. They'll probably do Proto Kata versus Brodito at some point on the heels of this.
Yeah, probably.
Which is a match I would like to see as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
No Holds Barred, the Painmaker versus Tommaso Ciampa. I say Jericho probably gets his win back.
I want Ciampa to win
because because of the hardcore stipulation, it protects him and protects Ciampa from in loss. It's like, well, you need weapons to beat me.
Yeah,
you can.
I'm gonna say Jericho because I think they're gonna blow this off at All In.
I hope they do because I've been enjoying. I mean, like I said, Painmaker aside, I've been enjoying how this has been going. Honestly, more so than his thing with Rico.
Yeah, I like it way better than
Mark Davis defends the national title against Andrade El Idolo.
I think Andrade wins.
It's kind of hard to root against Andrade at this point. I think whatever plans that they had to do him versus MJF for the world title evaporated when they moved the title switch to I do think that happened. I think they moved it up. I think this was, originally it was going to be MJF and Omega at Redemption with Omega coming out on top, but they probably figured you want to give him a little bit longer reign before he drops it to Ospreay.
Max is hurt.
There have been a lot of short title reigns this year. Let's stretch this one out a little bit longer. So I think originally the plans were probably to have MJF defend the world title against Andrade in Mexico.
Yeah, probably.
But well, even then, no, that couldn't happen. That wouldn't have happened.
No,
because this week isn't Grand Slam Mexico. It's coming after Redemption, so that wouldn't have been the plan anyway. But you can still run him against Kenny Omega with Kenny getting his win back, I suppose. And he'll still have the national title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Andrade wins here, capitalize on his the goodwill he has with the fans, give him something, even if it is the tertiary title. Tekla defends the Women's World Championship against Willow Nightingale. I think this is an easy Willow dub, honestly.
I think Willow takes the win on this one. Yeah.
I do, however, think that Tekla will still be involved at All In. I think they're going to make it a triple threat.
I hope
with
not,
her Mercedes.
But they might, yeah.
Because you need something. Tekla has done so much, you can't just leave her off the All In card.
No.
So unless there's planned for another casino gauntlet or something that she can be in, leaving her off the card seems just cruel and criminal and unfair. So I think probably Willow takes the dub, and then Tekla is inserted in the match at All In, and then Mercedes probably pins Tekla so that she doesn't have to beat Willow again, but still winds up with the belt, and then they can have Willow chase. At least that way it's a little bit different from what they did when Mercedes first came to the company and immediately beat Willow for the TBS title.
Yeah.
And then what I presume would be the main event, though I'm kind of hoping it's Tekla versus Willow that's the main event. This is the prime opportunity to have the women main event for the first time on a pay-per-view for AEW.
Yeah.
Because I think there's more intrigue behind Tekla versus Willow, because you don't really know who's going to win. Like, I assume Willow's going to win so that they can have babyface versus heel. But Tekla's been a strong champion. There's reasonable doubt there. Whereas nobody in their right mind thinking Kevin Knight is going to beat Kenny Omega for the AEW Men's World Championship.
No, that's not happening.
So maybe you put that earlier in the card. The only reason that I can think that they might not do that is if they have a major go-home angle attached to it involving Ospreay.
Yeah.
Or involving, like what we discussed, Don Callis' family turning on Kevin Knight only to get rescued by people who care about him and believe in him, like Speedball and Ospreay, Omega and whatever.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening, but if they don't have something like that planned for it, I would put Willow and Tekla in the main spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too.
Especially if Willow is winning. Yeah, send that crowd home super duper happy by having Willow come out on top.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are at the point in this show where we've talked about everything that's happened this week, which means just one thing left to do.
Let's do like the pros do and call in the ring. That's
right. This segment comes to us courtesy of a suggestion from our friend Mike DeMark, who does the AEW rankings on his Blue Sky profile. If you are still unaware of him, check him out. His handle is, I believe it's at Mike DeMark. It's at AEWrankings.bsky.social. His handle is Mike DeMark. Or his display name is. He suggested talking about our favorite factions and stables in history. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, we are going to distinguish a faction from a stable as a faction is a group of wrestlers, of 3 or more wrestlers, who are all working towards a common goal. Mm-hmm. A stable, the leader is not a wrestler, but a manager or advocate or whatever you want to call them. A non-wrestler who speaks for all of them. Don Callis' family is a stable. The Demand is a faction.
Yeah.
Death Riders are a faction. And that's where the difference lies as far as we're going to concern. I mean, we're going to be talking about both of them, so it doesn't really matter. But when we use the terminology, that's how we're determining it.
Yeah.
I think that we should get the obvious stuff out of the way. I think that there's a pretty common Mount Rushmore of factions and stables that are generally considered the best of all time. I think there's the NWO, the New World Order, D-Generation X, the Shield, and the Four Horsemen.
Word.
And I don't think that too many people would argue that lineup. So we'll go over them very, very quickly so that we can get into our favorite ones that are outside that realm that you may or may not think of as much. I think we got to go talk about the Four Horsemen first. They weren't necessarily the first faction, but they were definitely the first major faction, I think. They gained national prominence.
Faction. Yeah. And at the time, they were the 4 of the best wrestlers, and of those 4, 3 of the best talkers. Oli was not as good as the other 3, but they were all 4 good talkers. But Arn, Tully, and Rick are 3 of the best talkers of all time.
Yeah. And some of the best technicians of all time.
Oh, dude, by far. These were 4 of the best wrestlers of all time.
Tully was such a good salesman.
Oh, God,
Arn was to this day is super underrated on the mark.
Oh, dude.
And
Uh,
his DDT is up there with the best of them.
Oh,
Created
yeah.
the spine buster. Like it does so many of the little things. Has looked 40 since he was 20, which is a great thing to be when you're a southern wrestler, you know,
Yeah.
during that time period.
Yeah. And Rick, I mean, despite current problems, I mean, back then just was
He was
the
on.
best. He was just the best, man.
He was on.
And,
You know?
As a kid, even though he was a heel, I couldn't help but be in awe of it. You know, like just
He was a big deal.
he was a big deal.
He was the big deal.
I met him once as a kid, like in his like early '90s heyday. He was
Did he woo at you?
no, but he was super nice to me.
So he didn't chop you.
No, he didn't chop me. He didn't woo me. He didn't heal it up though either. Like this was still the time of kayfabe, and he didn't heal it up. I think for two reasons. One, because I was a kid, and I was the one approaching him like, "Oh, you're Ric Flair," you know. Like
probably the worst he would have done to you is the fake handshake thing.
Yeah, which he didn't. He shook my hand. But the second reason I think is also because my dad is easily 4 inches taller than him. And at the time was like fresh out of the military and fucking huge. My dad outside, like a lot of the wrestlers we met when I was a kid, my dad outsized him by a lot. And he was way bigger than Ric Flair. And that might have been part of the reason why he didn't kayfabe me or act like a dick or anything. He was very nice to me though. And I can't say anything like, despite current problems, I understand there's issues with that guy. Okay. I can't say anything, but personally, on a personal level, he was super nice to me as like a fucking 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So at a time
the
when he was like,
experience that you had with him was positive. That is separate.
I'm not
from
discounting.
All the other stuff.
I'm not discounting anybody having a bad experience with him. I'm just saying that I met him once. He was super fucking nice to me as a kid. Part of the reason why I got into the wrestling business because most of the wrestlers I met were nice guys. Like I met him and Ricky Morton. And Ricky Morton is a legendary nice guy, and he was super fucking nice. Him and Robert Gibson were fucking darlings. They really were.
And I'm sure they had just like an insane amount of energy. I remember when I ran into them in New Jersey, and I was like, how does this guy have this energy to just like go around pimping this merch to this entire building? Like, this was before the match.
Man's gotta eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
let's just say in the ring wasn't the only place he was selling.
Right. But yeah, the Horsemen, probably the greatest faction of all time. I'll just say that.
They were the prototype.
I mean, they were. And even in other incarnations, I mean, they had some of the, like when you rotate it out, I mean, aside from like Terry Taylor, probably everybody else and Paul Roma, everybody else was like a top tier guy. I mean, Sting and
Terry in it? I don't remember Terry being a horseman.
For like I think maybe for a brief time.
I remember Roma, and that was a choice.
I mean, Sting was a horseman. Benoit was a horseman. Malenko was a horseman. Yeah, dude. Like they had some
interesting rosters over the
murderer's row of roster members.
Pillman
was a horseman. Yeah. Dude,
Pillman was a horseman when they didn't want him to be a horseman.
No.
They're like, I don't want to deal with this living the gimmick guy.
They're great. They invented the Attitude Era. They invented it, man.
Yeah, they and Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not discount Steve here, but he was a solo act.
Steve was mostly like, I mean, he was just foul. He was just vulgar. These guys took that shit to a whole different
They were vulgar on a completely different.
Yeah. They were way worse than Steve. But in that, in how radical they were for the time, they literally changed the face of wrestling.
Yeah. It was, I've heard it described as the New World Order was reflective of the late 90s in terms of being more realistic from like a gang violence perspective.
Yeah.
they were like gangsta rap.
Yeah.
And DX was like Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
You know, delinquents.
Yeah, they were delinquents for real.
Yeah, delinquents, nasty, you know, just sex obsessed, you know, little narcissistic pricks.
Yeah.
Like that was the dynamic. It was like it was all violence with the NWO and it was all sex with DX.
Mm-hmm.
Like the two, you know, extremes with an X at the beginning of the late 90s were, you know, were embodied by those two factions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's dispel a myth. There was no tank. It was a Jeep.
Yeah, it was a Jeep.
It was
with
a Jeep.
Bazooka tube on it.
Yeah. It was cool, but it wasn't a tank.
It was a Jeep.
Like,
yeah.
It wasn't a tank. But yeah, if it wasn't for DX, Bret Hart never would have went to WCW.
No.
Like if you think about it, like DX had a lot of dominoes that they cast to really affect the wrestling business in ways both good and bad.
Yeah.
DX, when they revived though in 2006, no thank you.
No.
It's one thing to see guys in their 20s, early 30s being obnoxious frat boys, talking about their junk. It's another thing to see men in their early to mid 40s doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No.
That being said, like their impact cannot be understated.
No.
And then there's the New World Order, which essentially, if you want to talk about Attitude Era and the cause of it, the NWO were the cause of the Attitude Era. Because if they hadn't hit it big with that angle and that faction, WWF wouldn't have been forced to change as much as they had to.
True. I mean,
they wouldn't have been forced to embrace something so wholly unfamiliar to them. Because let's be real, DX was completely new territory for WWF.
Yeah.
Like they'd had, you know, your Rick Rudes and your, you know, I don't know who else had kind of a boundary pushing, even your Gold Dusts before then. But like this was crossing the line that you couldn't really come back from for a while. And that was really just in response to the New World Order making it huge in WCW in 1996 and 97.
Yeah.
Like it proved Hogan, as much as we don't really like to talk positively about Hulk Hogan here, it proved that he still had relevance in the mid 90s after most people thought he was washed up and wanted him to go away. It proved the true star power that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall actually had, that WWF was just kind of sitting on. By letting them play themselves, essentially, it made guys like Diamond Dallas Page from working against them.
Yeah.
Goldberg too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It went on too long and it had wound up being too many members. It wound up being diluted with Wolfpack stuff. And then they revived it as NWO 2000, and that was a bad idea. Yeah. But, like, that's still probably arguably the best-selling T-shirt in wrestling history, too.
Yeah, probably.
NWO, their cultural impact cannot be understated.
No.
NWO shirts were everywhere in the
They sold 90s. Them at Walmart. You don't hardly ever see wrestling shirts at Walmart. They sold NWO shirts at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like,
they knew they could make money off of them.
It was a big deal.
And then you've got the Shield, which may seem like an out-of-box pick, but look at it. It's 3 guys and all of them. I don't think I can think of another faction where every single member has become a multiple-time, very, very important world champion in their companies, their respective companies. Every single one of them has been WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
Mox has added 4 AEW titles and a New Japan and an IWGP heavyweight title to that mix too. Like these are all, Roman Reigns had that 1,300-day reign. Seth Rollins is the heist of the century and several world titles to his name. Every single one of those guys was exactly what they were billed as in the Shield, the future of wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any real art, put people who probably listen to this podcast, most of them are probably very biased against WWE, and that's fine. We welcome you. I mean, we only cover AEW anymore, so that's fine by us. But put your Fed bias aside. I don't think you can argue that the Shield, it doesn't belong on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a good argument against it.
No, not with the pedigree that the three guys have had afterwards. So yeah, that's the Rushmore. So
yeah, that takes care of the obvious stuff.
Yeah.
So what are some of your personal favorites aside from those guys?
Let's see how much crossover we have here. But I kind of want to go deep. Like, what are some of my favorites? Like,
well, I'll let you talk. I'll let you think. I'm gonna throw one out there. In 1999 or so, I was really into the Brood.
Yeah,
like
they were cool.
Like
man.
I don't like read, Anne Rice, vampire novels or anything like that. But the Bloodbath was awesome. Edge and Christian were young and hungry, and Gangrel was freaking bad. They had the coolest entrance music and the coolest entrance coming up from under the stage, bathed in fire, looking like they were gonna murder their opponents and drink their blood in front of you. In 1999, that was the coolest shit ever for a 14-year-old me. That was awesome. It was it didn't last very long, but good lordy. I still think that the Brood's theme music is one of the best tunes that Jim Johnson ever put to digital paper or whatever. I really loved the Brood. I thought it was great.
Back in the 90s, I was really into ECW, and one of the reasons I was really into it is because they took the piss out of WWE a lot.
Yeah, they did.
And so, of course, one of my favorite factions was the BWO. They were so unserious and everything. They would come out in their regular gear, just pretending to be other guys. Somehow, Blue Meanie was Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Because
he was the blue guy.
Yeah. Somehow Stevie Richards was Kevin Nash. Probably because he was the tallest one of them.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Nova
was Macho Man.
He was Hogan.
Or Hogan. He was Hogan because he had the fake beard, which was weird. It was just so weird. But they were just taking the piss out of the NWO, and I loved that. I loved that. And I also loved that only a few of us knew who that was,
Yeah.
It's oh, you got your NWO shirt, huh? How about the BWO?
Very insider, yeah.
Very inside shit, yeah. The 3 or 4 kids out of the 800 in my high school who, read the dirt sheets and watched all the wrestling. And
yeah.
Only we knew who that was, and it was just fun. It was just stupid fun, and part of the reason why I still love comedy wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it was just stupid fun back then. And I always got a good laugh out of it. Especially with Stevie Richards, because he was just... The guy was masterful in a way that I still don't think was recognized like it should be.
Yeah, he was underrated. His takes might be bad now, but during his career, he I think he was really underappreciated for what he brought to the table.
Yeah.
You want to talk about comedy wrestling, or at least comedy in wrestling? How about this one for a hot take? This was not one that I liked at the time. They were heels. I booed them accordingly. You know, it was what it was. Looking back now, I think it's one of the funniest things ever. Put your hands up if you're a fan of the West Texas Rednecks.
Oh my god, dude. Oh.
Looking back on it now, it's hilarious because I don't think a single one of them was from Texas. I don't think a single one of them listened to country music. You had Kurt Hennig as the front guy, as the front guy.
Yeah.
You have Virgil there as Curly Bill for no reason other than, well, he's Hogan's friend. I guess he still has a job doing something. And they're feuding with the No Limit Soldiers. Like, everything about this worked out wrong, too. Because, like, not a single one of them had the cred, but they were still in a territory that was deeply entrenched in, let's just say it, kind of white supremacy a little bit. And so even though they were supposed to be the heels, these country music loving guys who had no country music cred whatsoever, the whole point was for them to get booed because they weren't legit. But the problem was they were going up against real life gangsters, and that wasn't going to fly with the majority of the WCW audience outside of maybe Atlanta itself.
Yeah. That's
so the Rednecks got cheered everywhere they went, and the No Limit Soldiers got booed everywhere they went. And looking back on it now, that shit was hilarious. And God bless him, Kurt Hennig. He tried to make it work, and he was Mr. Perfect. So anything he did generally did. But Bobby Duncombe Jr., Barry, okay. Barry was Barry, but Kendall Wyndham, come on. Come on. Like, Kendall was not good.
No.
Actually, I guess the Wyndhams are Texans, but still, like, they were
the only Texans.
The only Texans, and they weren't even the leaders of the group. So, anyway, you want to talk about comedy, intentional or otherwise? Rap is crap. West Texas Rednecks, baby.
Let's see. I mean, if there's a faction that we didn't put on the Rushmore that belongs on there, you're probably going to agree with me on this one. It's the Hart Foundation.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the only reason that it's not there is because they only honestly had like a 5-month run.
Yeah.
Which is insane. It felt like they dominated 1997 until Brett left. But no, they were only together as like a unit for like 5 months. And it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Look at this lineup. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, British Bulldog, Brian Pillman, Jim Neidhart. That's a murderer's row.
Yeah.
Right there. Like, that's insane talent. Calgary Stampede is still one of my favorite WWF main events.
Oh, yeah.
Lordy. And that main event featured, like, Goldust and the Legion of Doom well past their prime. Like, I think Ahmed Johnson was in that main event, I think. Like, I can't even remember. But, what was it? I'm going to look it up right now. Like, the... shoot. Sorry, I am typing. Where are you? There it is. Oh, it's Canadian Stampede. Yeah, not Calgary Stampede. Calgary Stampede is the actual rodeo thing.
Yes.
But yeah, it was It was Ken Shamrock, Goldust, the Legion of Doom, and Stone Cold, who for the only time in 1997 was getting booed mercilessly throughout the entire thing. Also, the great Sasuke is on this card.
What?
He beat Taka Michinoku. Huh. But anyway, yeah, like Heart Foundation, man. Like that's close to my heart. Pun intended. No, I remember drawing them like all the time, like doodling in my study hall in like 7th grade. It was, I would draw all the factions because there were tons of factions at that point. There was them and the Nation of Domination, DX, and all the other Nation offshoot factions, Los Boricuas and Disciples of Apocalypse. I drew like all of them, like as little like cartoony guys. But yeah, like that you want to talk about how successful they were. At one point, Brett was the world champion, Owen was IC champion, and Bulldog was the European champion. I think I'm not sure if it was all at the same time, but let's see here. At one point or another, they won every that faction had every title that WWF had to offer. I can't remember which overlaps with which, but Brett had the WWF title, Bulldog had the European title, Owen had the Intercontinental title, and Owen and Bulldog were tag champs together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nuts. All in the span of 5 months.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy. But yeah, like they were only together for a short period of time, so I don't think that they rate for the Mount Rushmore, sadly. As much as I would like to, I just don't think it's justified.
Right.
What about the Undisputed Era? NXT's best faction, and I don't think it even comes close.
No.
I don't think anything else comes close. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and eventually Roderick Strong at the height of their powers together, hanging out, doing dude things, holding all the belts, running shit on NXT. Great stuff. Loved it. Like, I mean, and to the point where, like, they're so... And granted, they all had Roddy to a lesser degree, but Kyle and Bobby Fish were a tag team as Red Dragon in Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole came into Ring of Honor together as Future Shock. So, like, their roots with each other ran deep. It was natural to associate all these guys together. But putting them all together with Roddy, especially, then to carry that into AEW, like there was all you can see, like you can see the branches,
Yeah.
like it's all connecting. Like they're so interwoven with each other that they brought it to AEW, and those connections are still felt to this day because Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong are still together in the conglomeration. They're still teaming together as Paragon, which also included Adam Cole before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Before that, it was the Super Clique with the Elite guys and Bobby Fish. Like it was those. That's one of those things that it's generational. Those guys will always be tethered to each other by fate because to a degree, the ROH, but especially their time in NXT as the Undisputed Era and absolutely being the glue that held that brand together for a good 2 years or so.
I mean, what kind of faction list do we have if we don't mention Bullet Club?
Right. I was thinking as soon as I mentioned them, I'm like, oh yeah, Bullet Club.
But
you want to talk about influential?
I'm talking like AJ Styles era or Prince Devitt era,
Yeah.
Bullet Club, like the real Bullet Club, like before it got diluted with 17 different other before it NWO'd itself.
Yeah.
Even worse, I think, because there's like so many more offshoots of the Bullet Club than there was of NWO. Because I mean, you got like Gold Club, or Bullet Club Gold, which became the Bang Bang Gang, and then you have
the Elite was part of that.
The Elite, War Dogs, where the Dogs now were part of that.
The Club,
the
or the
Club,
OC, Balor Club.
Balor Club. Then you had I think
House of Torture.
I think Evil Stupid
Gorillas
Faction, House of
Destiny.
Torture. Yeah, dude, there was like so many offshoots, but yeah, like the Bullet Club, like the original Bullet Club. I mean, look, kind of like Undisputed Era. I mean, look how far it's come. Look at how far it reaches out. Like we're still seeing the effects of it today, everywhere. Like literally everywhere. You got Balor over in WWE. He's a face now. With blessing of AJ Styles, and then you've got the 3 or 4 different factions that have Bullet Club roots in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's permeated what wrestling is these days.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any. If the Four Horsemen laid down the prototype for what a successful wrestling faction looks like, and the NWO and DX permeated pop culture to the point where people still point at their crotches and say "suck it," like
that's true.
Without even realizing where that came from. I think most people don't even know where the crotch chop. These days, I don't think most people know where that came from. It came from pro wrestling. It came from DX. If they permeated pop culture to the point where their stuff is still a part of like lexicon without people even realizing where it comes from, then Bullet Club probably shaped modern professional wrestling more than any of them. Because look at the branches that come off that tree.
Mm-hmm.
It transcends, the identity of the original as part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because you've got branches in AEW and WWE and even places like MLW and stuff like that. Like you've got all these different things. You had their t-shirts selling at Hot Topic. The only New Japan merchandise I think has ever been sold in an American retailer, so far as I can tell. Like that's how big and important they were without even having the TV deal or the pay-per-view deals that WWE had at the time. That's how underground it was, but that's also how influential it was and counterculture it was.
They even crossed into the Arrowverse.
Yeah, it did. and you got what was it? I think it got a mention on Blackish too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was just the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. I think that's what it was. It was like Okada versus Omega or something that got called out. It would be like, I gotta watch that. I don't think it was Bullet Club specific, but Omega was part of Bullet Club at the time, so it's tangential at least.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
reason
everywhere.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool, and I'm sure that a lot of American kids got turned on to Japanese wrestling just because of the Bullet Club. And those are AEW fans probably now, a lot of them.
Probably, yeah.
And I mean, just look what it did. It changed wrestling. The wrestlers on that list are people who innovated and changed the face of wrestling. Finn Balor, AJ Styles, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. I mean, these people.
Jay White.
These people changed what wrestling is.
Yeah.
I didn't know a defensive wrestler was a thing until Jay White.
Yeah.
Okay? I didn't know that. I didn't know that was possible until Jay White. And he's so different than everyone else. And the Young Bucks changed what tag team wrestling and the general attitude towards aerial wrestling. Like
Yeah.
it's this, like, I mean, they're almost the be all end all when it comes to factions, because
Yeah.
there's still several factions that came from them. It's not even done yet.
I mean, in
They'll probably
AEW,
write a
two
whole
offshoot
history book.
in AEW, two of those offshoots are feuding with
Are
each other
feuding.
right now.
I mean, that's not really anything new in the Bullet Club verse, but there it is. I mean, it's happening again, where two
Yeah.
parts of the Bullet Club are fighting each other. And, you know, I mean, that's happened tons of times before. I'm pretty sure Balor betrayed somebody, maybe AJ Styles, to become the leader of the Bullet Club in the first place.
No, other way around.
Oh, it was the other way around.
Other way around.
And then I think maybe Omega betrayed him to become the
Yes.
leader of the Bullet Club.
And then Jay White betrayed him.
Omega.
But before, that was after Cody tried to usurp and couldn't. So
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even Cody, like, everybody's been part of the damn Bullet Club. Like, it's just like they're like, you know, almost the, I mean, they are the prototype now. They are the blueprint for what wrestling is now. They're everywhere. They're
Yeah.
everywhere, and everywhere they go, even in a place like WWE where the wrestling isn't as highly valued as it is in other places, they're still the most respected wrestlers that
yeah.
are in the company. Like, it's almost, I still feel like I'm almost understating it.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a whole history book to be written here that you could just, like, you could do 1,000 pages just on the Bullet Club.
I think that you probably won't see the effects, the full effects of their impact on wrestling culture until like 10 years from now.
Maybe not.
You'll look back on it and somebody will write a book about it, about the whole history. Now that it's over, now that it's been broken up, you know, the whole history of it, they'll put out a book and it'll be a nostalgia thing. And then people will start to kind of connect the dots that we've already have. And that sounds like I'm patting myself on my back. I'm not Barry Horowitzing myself here. I'm just saying that I think that you're in. Most fans are just kind of in it for the ride, in the moment, and they're not gonna look back and realize the actual impact until it's been felt and some of those people have retired and they're no longer in the ring wrestling. It's like, wow, this domino led to this one, to this one, to this one. And it all traces back to Prince Devitt creating Bullet Club. So, like, yeah, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
I think we should end it there because I don't think it's going to get any more important sounding than that.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, so that was our show for the week. Thank you, Garrett Deming, for our theme song. Thank you, Weirwood, for the background music. Thank you, Team Disaster Planet Prognostic Pedals, for sponsoring us as always. Thank all of you for listening. Keep your head on a swivel. It's a dangerous world out there. And as always, fuck ice.
Fuck ice.
Peace.